Everywhere we go.
Everywhere we go. It's Tottenham boys making all that noise. Everywhere we go.
Tottenham Hotspur is back. Harry Kane is back. Ndombele is looking like prime Gascoigne. And look, Camel FC, what a waste of tea towels today. All the housewives that were at home looking around, where's the tea towels to dry the dishes? It was on your silly husband's head while he was at the game. Absolute disgrace. Look, they start off with fireworks. Camels are leading the team out, the mascots. But it doesn't matter. You can have all the money in the world. You still can't buy football that Tottenham produced today. That's what it's all about. Tottenham are back to winning ways. We've got a good run of games, exciting times ahead. I, for one, cannot wait. Jack, my man, how are you, man?
Keeping really well, David. In fact, Sunday for me is actually usually laundry day. So if any, Newcastle fans, need me to do a load for them, throwing the tea towels in, I have a bit of space. Might as well just wash it for them, Dave, because it's probably covered in tears, covered in soot, probably covered in just pure pain. Honestly, it was practically it's one of the best games we've even watched this season, for us Spurs fans. So David, we're on top of the moon. We're on top of the moon.
Yeah.
No, it is absolutely buzzing, I have to say. Look, there's no better time to be alive than when Tottenham are winning. It really isn't. Honestly, I'm on cloud nine. I am high on life right now. I feel like I'm not going to sleep till like 6 o'clock in the morning. My missus is going to hear me running around crashing into things. She's like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, I'm just so pumped up.
Watching highlights.
I mean? But look, we will be joined by Philip, but we also have a channel legend here, guys. Everyone loves her. It's Queen Ellie. How are you keeping?
Lovely. I'm so happy that we won, but Eric Dyer nearly copped it up for us, really.
Yeah.
He always does some stupid thing. But let's have a shout out for the fan that collapsed as well, guys.
Yeah,
He's vet him well and a speedy recovery. We had news that he was in a stable condition, so hopefully that info was accurate. But I hope he's okay,
No, he is. There was a statement put out that he is fine. He's in a stable condition. He is alive and kicking, which is all good. I want to say a massive. My thoughts and prayers do go out to him, his family. May have a speedy recovery. Look, no one ever wants to see that at football. People go to football to relax. It's a release, to enjoy themselves, have fun. It's a family experience. Nobody wants to be seeing that. So hopefully, he makes a full recovery. Look, a massive big up to Reguilon as well for stopping the game, getting the referee's attention to it, and a massive big up to Eric Dyer for running over and getting the guy with the defibrillator to get across. And between the two of them, they helped save this guy's life. There was already a guy in the stand doing CPR, so whoever that guy is, props to him. On the ball, fair play to him. And between them all, they all saved their life today, which is an amazing thing, I have to say, Jack.
No, it is kind of, and we sometimes have to take that into consideration, the things that to a degree are bigger than football, and clearly Reguilon and Dyer knew that, and I even kind of spoke about it in the watch along, David, but it's that kind of moments where people they find themselves in that situation. And a lot of us, we might freeze up, you kind of get a bit, you don't really know what to do, how to go about it. And people like Reguilon, people like Eric Dyer, you can tell that they're mans of action. They know exactly, what needs to be done. And I think that's honestly an incredible quality to have, to, stop the game, to see what's bigger than football, to see and realize that there needs to be something done. Let's use, the medical staff that we have at our disposal to save this fan's life. And it's an incredible quality, because David, I will say, in the heat of the moment, it sometimes is easy for people to freeze up. It's easy for people to not know what to do. Even the medical man, with the defibrillator didn't, he was freezing up clearly and didn't know what to do. And that's why Eric Dyer even was throwing him onto the pitch. He was like, you got to go do your job. You got to go over there and save that person. And just hats off to them, because I will say it's kind of an underrated quality in certain people, where it's the mans of action, the women of action as well, where they find that way to, not freeze up, not tense up, and, be a bit indecisive. It's being decisive and, making that call. And clearly they both can do it.
No, 100%. Fair play to them, I have to say. Fair play to them. But look, let's welcome some of the Harris Army in before we do get into it. We have Shamu Van Spurs. He says, Sheik don't like it. Ollie Skip, Ndombele, the Sheiks don't like it. Rock the cash, 100%, my man. Big yourself up. Dermot says, same Spurs. Time, same Spurs place with Batman, the Irish Hotspur, and his sidekick Robin. Jack the man with the stats. The best there beat the Joker. Newcastle United Spurs fan can sleep easy tonight. Come on, you Harris Army.
Come on, Dermot. Come on, Dermot. Legend.
Couldn't agree more, my man. Couldn't agree more. Kuva99 says David, a.k.a. Batman, a.k.a. the Manscaped Crusader. That's exactly what I am, lad. That's exactly what I am. King of Manscaped. Get that out there. Hashtag King of Manscaped. Get it in the chat, guys. We have Zanuska Ram Shunder. Big yourself up. Good to see you. Says evening all. Glad we got the win, although can't say we made things easy for ourselves. That we definitely didn't. Well, Moon Boots didn't make it easy for us anyway, that's for sure. But apart from that, look, it was a great performance. And we played them off the park, to be honest with you. One stage we had 85% possession. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Chris says, come on, you Spurs. Come on, you Harris Army. Come on, you Flat Cap Army. Think I go into the office and piss off the Geordie lot tomorrow. 100%, lad. Honestly, why don't you dress up as a Sheik and walk in tomorrow? That's what you should do. It's all right for them to do it. You know, you can see the Sheik during the game turn around to his assistant. Kill them all. That crap. You know what I mean?
Put on maybe a Daniel Levy, bald cap, maybe. Put on a Daniel Levy bald cap and walk in, maybe, Chris. But as well, I think he wanted to be working from home, Chris. I think he wanted to be working from home that whole last week. And now, Chris, I would just say cancel those plans. Just, bring the desk back into work and put yourself right in the middle of the office and just and wear even the Spurs jersey, maybe on a casual Friday as well. So big yourself up, Chris. No reason to work from home now.
100%. Big yourself up. Zoe DF is in the building, says, yes, guys, massive win. Come on, you Spurs. Zoe, it's absolutely huge. Look, we're 4 points off top right now. We are sitting in fifth, joint points with Brighton, who are in fourth, 2 points off City, 3 points off Liverpool, and 4 points off top, or something like that. It works out, but we're 4 points off top right now. Anything is possible. The world is our oyster, Zoe. And look, thank you for the kind words on Twitter. I really, really do appreciate that. It doesn't go unnoticed, so big yourself up.
Very nice of you.
Dan N says, Eric Dyer is incapable of playing 90 minutes without a colossal fuck-up. Man's a pylon. Yeah, look, he did help save a man's life today, but he also really killed me. So, it's kind of finding that balancing act. That own goal, he can't even get his body sorted out. He's just... He makes me speechless. Like, the words just...
There are no words, Dave. There are no words. There don't need to be words to describe him.
We'll get on to that. We'll get on to
the baby, I think. Isn't it, guys? He was dropped on his head as a baby.
It's starting to look like that, Ellie, 100%. Phil says, Letitia in the house, remove Dyer and put Roden in. The 4 hours at the back. Yeah, 100%. The 4 hours at the back. Definitely. I couldn't agree more. Big yourself up, Letitia. I hope things are good, my brother.
Class.
Carol Miguel Escobardo says, good evening, fam. Come on, you Spurs. Come on, you Harris Army. Come on, you Flat Cap Army.
Big up Para Miguel, legend.
Para Miguel, what a legend. All the way from Lagos. What a man. ATX7 Gaming, good to see you back after the international break, brother. So big up David Giaconelli. What a win. Kane is back. Come on, you Spurs. Of course he is. He is back, baby. I never doubted him. I'm in love with him. I'm telling you. Paul Kane, official. Big good to see you back after the international break. Says no noise from the Saudi boys. Yeah, no, of course there's not. Of course there's not. They think money can buy everything. He's probably sitting there going mad at a man's state. Why can't we buy somebody right now? She's trying to explain to him there's transfer window and all this sort of stuff. He won't listen to it. Big up, Mr. Edwardson. Good to see you back after the international break. Hope you're keeping well, my man. I hope you're keeping well. Who else have we got in here? Maria Williams, absolutely buzzing. Come on, you Spurs. We are back. Tottenham is back. This is what it's about. Just seeing Tottenham win games.
That's the Lucas quote right there. That's the Lucas quote. Big yourself up, Maria. She's just in the words of Lucas. Coys.
Big yourself up. Timmy, big up Timmy. Timmy's in the building. Speaking of smooth balls, how about those balls from Højbjerg to Kane for the goal, and then to Kane, then Kane to Sonny for the third? Yeah, 100%. Great balls. Honestly, it's that smooth landing strip. Manscaped must have been out there with the lawnmower 4.0 before the game, keeping that 6-yard box nice and trim for that Harry Kane pass.
He's a well-groomed man, Højbjerg, as well. He's a well-groomed man. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, David, if he hasn't already used the code FLATCAP. I wouldn't be surprised because he's a well-groomed man.
He's already on it. Trust me, he's already on it. The guy's ahead of the times. Kev Williams says, I'm loving spoiling the Geordie part. Dyer cannot be first choice. Please play Roden and Romero whenever possible. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. Could not agree more, Kevy boy. The 1882 says, still seeing Nuno out all over Twitter from me. It's sad, but do they have a point? No, I don't know.
That's right. That's right.
Honestly, they're just crying for no reason. You know, it's talk about throwing your toys out your pram sort of stuff there. It's absolute nonsense. Jesus, if you can't enjoy Tottenham winning and winning in style, well then I don't think you can enjoy anything in life, to be honest with you. I don't think you could even enjoy yourself in a brothel with people running around you naked. You know, it's ridiculous. GCM James says, we were absolute brilliant today. Speedy defender in January and anything is possible. Couldn't agree more, Jamesy boy. Could not agree more. Big yourself up, James. Oh, Klisky. Nice name. I like that. That flows off the tongue. Very nice. I'll even say it twice. Klisky. He says, dominant performance, 100%. What a guy. Rohan Kumar, good to see you back after the international break, brother. He says, I used to listen to so many different podcasts. You guys are better than them all. Comedy and Spurs mixed in one. Big up. And look, that's what I tried to create when I started this channel. You know, talking serious Tottenham, you know, with some humor thrown in. And yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
And animated and intense as well.
I'm glad you come back. Look, I like to think we're some of the best in the business. Maybe not the best. I don't think we'll ever be the best, but we definitely try our best anyway, that's for sure, and we work hard. So, look, I'm glad. Good to see you back, Ron. Good to see you back, brother. We have Claude Murphy. What a man. He says, what a happy to be back to Sunday. I have come on you Spurs. Exactly. It's what it's all about. You know, Tottenham winning. It's what life is about. And Lex is in the building. Big up, Lex. Come on you Spurs. Big road win. Exactly. I could not agree more. Harris Army, make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you absolutely obliterate the subscribe button. Big push to 4.5k is on. We are nearly there. We're in touching distance. And look, guys, why not, help support us with a super chat or two. Look, don't worry. We know not everybody is in a position that can do it. So do not worry. We have you covered. We will bring your comments up on screen. But the support is always needed. And it's a great help, along the journey. Like I said, we put it back in with the likes of the tactics board and stuff like that, guys. So it's only going to help improve the content. So everyone, big yourselves up. But look, Jack, why don't we get into it? My man?
Let's do it. I mean, especially now that we're joined by such wise Spurs fans as well, who obviously plenty of people probably know what our thoughts on the game were, David, from the pre-match pump up, as well as, from the watch along as well. But I mean, Philip, what are your thoughts on today's game? How were you feeling? How were you feeling after, tonight's game?
Elated after that performance, But at the very start, I would like to send our sincere condolences to the team at Sky Sports. They're ruining their script today. Because they went up to Newcastle fully expecting Spurs to lie down and let Newcastle walk all over them. And Jamie Redknapp, up yours. That's all I can say. And the rest of them followed in suit. It was just pathetic. I'll tell you how bad it was. When Harry Kane's goal went in, they were doing the VAR check, right? It came up on the screen onside, but it was at least 20 seconds before the commentator said anything. And then his comment was, doesn't it always happen to Newcastle? Now, what sort of unbiased, impartial commentating is that? I'll tell you.
That hurts me. That hurts me.
They can't help themselves. But you know why they done it, Philip? It's because they now have to kiss Steve Bruce's ass because he gave them a lecture in the preview for trying to take a man out of a job. That's why. Yeah. That's why they're doing it, because they're trying to kiss their ass now.
Yeah, well, it's pathetic. Well, listen, it's been worse at other matches, as bad other matches, but I thought today now was particularly anti-Spurs. And fair dues to Nuno for setting up that team. Going out there, it was like the Christians going into the Lions' den in the Colosseum. That first 10 minutes of that game today. And we lost the goal, and I thought, here we go again. But fair dues to the boys. Every man on that pitch, all 11 of them, deserve a medal for what they did today. Silencing that crowd and having 86% possession at one stage in the second half for an away team is unheard of. So well done, Nuno. Well done, Spurs. And up yours, Sky Sports.
Well done, Philip. That is a brilliant opener, Philip. That is a brilliant opener.
Walk out the room, walk back in. Mic drop moment.
You might as well, Philip. You might as well. Ellie, I mean, I want to gauge you as well. Again, another wise fan. I mean, what were you feeling, after today's match? How were you thinking? What are your emotions, maybe after this one?
I was so happy. I was like, I had the spring in my step again, right? Because we played so well. It's not just the win, we played fantastic as well, and we kept the ball. They didn't get a sniff, and the score flattered them, didn't it? And that I saw the comment come up, Sly Sports. That's what we should call them from now on.
Sly
Sports, because they're so anti-Spurs. It's embarrassing, right? And when I was watching the commentary as well, like everything that Martin Tyler said, it was like, oh, Newcastle should be doing better. Newcastle should be not praising us. And then they go to the panel, and the only one that was half decent was David Ginola, because he loves Spurs, you know, and he only wants the best for Spurs. The only thing I'd say about Jamie Redknapp is when he dug out Levy. I like that bit. That's the only good thing he said. All stupid git. Sorry, son's a git. I hope he's not watching.
Well said, both of you. Well said, both of you. I mean, David, you know, before we move on here. David, how were your emotions maybe after this? What were you doing with yourself maybe after the match? You know, can you not contain yourself? Is the adrenaline still pumping? How are you feeling after that one, Dave?
Honestly, Jack, running up and down the apartment, it's not a big one, you know, but I made the most of it. You know, I even decided I get the oil, put some on the laminate flooring, lad, and do some knee slides and everything else. I'm absolutely buzzing. You know, you can hear plates breaking and everything. The missus is going mad. But, like, she has to understand, Tottenham Hotspur are playing. We're winning. It's the only thing I love in life. I even tell her, look, I love you, but I love Tottenham more. You know, so just don't get in the way. When I celebrate, you got to let me do what I want to do. When I'm finished here, like I said, I'm going to be putting on the American football helmet and just running headfirst into walls. I'm going to be, there's going to be feathers all over my sitting room. I'm just going to be breaking up pillows. I'm ecstatic, man. I'm ecstatic. Look, we've had a long, hard 2 years as a fan base. We've had a very long, hard 2 years, man. And it's just good to see that we're finally, for me, I just have this feeling that we are coming out the end of it. I feel like we are going into a new era. I feel like the squad has been rotated enough to go into that new era. Do we need more? Yes, of course we do. But in terms of trying to get consistent performance on the pitch, I think the squad has been rotated enough. There's a lot of positives to take from today's Spurs fans. You know, it's the first game I've seen definitely since the United 6-1. We've actually put 90 minutes together, believe it or not. You know, a full 90 minutes performance. First 5 minutes, I was about to have a heart attack. I couldn't believe what I was watching. I couldn't believe it, you know. I was like, yeah, Dr. Tottenham, we'll see you now. Fucking trust Tottenham to ruin my Sunday. But, you know, mentality is changing at Tottenham, guys. It is changing. We will get into that, but it's changing at Tottenham, you know. And to pull the result out of the bag, we went, like, the thing is with Tottenham, the reason why it gives you heart attacks is because there's jobs, right? There's simple jobs to do. And then, you know, sometimes these jobs are made harder by, like, you know, the owners taking over and whatever else. But the thing is, you know, Tottenham just like, it's like we'll make that one step further, even harder. We'll put more of a challenge to it. We'll go one down. But it's just the response, the camaraderie, the heads didn't drop. People were playing out there to win today. And it's good to see a team, you know, together and that I can have confidence in, that I know they're going to deliver 3 points. Not one moment today did I believe we weren't going to win. Even when we went 1-0 down, Jack, I said to you, we can still claw back. It's a good job to have it early, you know? And I just had that belief today, and I'm glad now that I want to see the Spurs mentality in the fan base change a little. I want to see us going into games expecting to win these games that we would have been expecting to win under Pochettino. Under Pochettino, we would have walked into Newcastle, 3 points, boom, put them on the board. Now it's like, oh, we're going to lose to Newcastle. Yeah, Dr. Tottenham, it's Newcastle, so it's Dr. Tottenham. I want to put that to bed. I want to start going into games with confidence, with pride. I want to walk around the streets again with the jersey on, with the jumper on, with the hat on, whatever. Even the scarf on a hot sunny day. I couldn't care less. You know, I just want to wear it with fucking pride again, man.
Yeah.
Wear it with pride, and I think we're starting to get that back.
David, like I said, I'm wearing it with pride again. I even went to the grocery store for no reason. I think all I needed was eggs. You know, I could have waited a few extra days, but I just wanted to wear the shirt around, just wear it around in public. And, you know, that's just the type of elation that we're all in. But maybe just to get a bit analytical, guys, you know, before we go back to ecstasy mode, before we get back to the ecstatic mode, you know, Philip, for you, I mean, we kind of went another goal down again. You know, it's another situation where, you know, we did kind of concede quite early. You know, what maybe, why is it that, we continue to maybe go down, and then, how can we change this in the future? Because it feels like we just need to be kickstarted by kind of being, going a goal down. Is there a way we can change this in the future, or
Well,
are
I
you
think-
kind of satisfied with how they responded?
I think today is kind of a special case, really.
Yeah.
I mean, when you take the atmosphere in the ground before the match and at the kickoff was probably the loudest and the most vociferous crowd there's been in British football since. I think I heard somebody mention they compared it to the European Championships there in the summer there when England played Italy, and that was from a crowd twice the size. So, or maybe more. So I think Newcastle were always going to have adrenaline pumping through their veins for the first few minutes, and okay, we gifted the ball to them too easily in the first minute or so, and they capitalised. And a fair due to them, it was a good goal. It's the one mistake I think Romero made. He was a little bit slow getting his head down. He maybe should have intercepted the cross. But I think, okay, it happened. And I'd be more concerned if it happened again next week against West Ham. But I give it a pass today because of the circumstances, because of the crowd, because of the reaction, because of the pure adrenaline and the pure spectacle and the scenery that was going on there. But it didn't take us long to shake things down. Look at this. Hang on, lads. I'll use the old Alex Ferguson thing. Hey, lads, it's Newcastle. And we did the business.
There we did. We did the business. We absolutely did. Ellie, I mean, is there a way we can maybe change this in the future, maybe going down, or do you kind of agree with Philip there where it's just special scenario?
No, I agree with Philip, but also I'd say Ndombele played particularly well today. I really was impressed with him because not only did he try to get some tackles in to win the ball back, he was a bit like Messi. He was reserving his energy for the bits that he can affect the game. It's like, I don't know if you watched that Messi interview where he said, I don't need to run around the pitch like a blue-ass fly. I've got to save my energy because I've got older. Well, Ndombele's never had a fantastic engine, has he? But what he has got is ultimate talent. That guy, the way he turns on the sixpence and he's away. He's got like a short dart. He's very, very fast and they can't catch him. And he's so big. They won't dare go near him to try and tackle him, like Dembele used to do for Spurs. But I think he can even affect the games even more. I just think we played very, very well, though. All the players were on it today, and I loved our passing. I loved the way we gelled. And I think that's got to do with Nuno because he's got on really, I think he's got the team ethic there, working for one another, which we didn't see before, especially in that Arsenal game. So he's worked on that in particular, and it did show today. It really did.
I think it really did, absolutely. David, same question to you. How do we maybe change going down, in the first half in such a way, or is it kind of like what Philip was saying, where it's just a really hard crowd, to kind of go into, and they just kind of settled in and then just took it from there? How do you feel about that? How can we change that?
Do you know what? Look, Newcastle were always going to come at us in the first 10 minutes and use that crowd to get behind them. They were always going to do it. They would have been stupid not to. But as Spurs players, you have to expect that. And you have to be able to deal with that. Look, I don't care what anybody says, but Dyer started lethargic today. He was slow, even on the ball, 4 or 5 touches on it. Slow passing, very slow to maneuver. And that's from the off. We have to come out all guns blazing. We have to expect this. Teams aren't just going to roll over because we're Tottenham Hotspur and we have Harry Kane and Son up there. Not just going to roll over, At the end of the day, I think, look, if you put a Rodin in there beside a Romero, because all it takes is that one player to be switched off at the start of a game and it affects you. The rest of it are raring to go. So for me, look, Eric Dyer, I don't want to be picking on the lad, especially after a win. But you knew he was going to make a mistake after his first 5 minutes. Even that goal that came in, that first goal. There's a reason why we call him Moon Boots, because he should be working for NASA. And he was marking space, Jack. He was marking space.
Don't know where he was, or even
what
he was defending.
Romero was marking Wilson, though. It was Romero that was marking the guy that scored.
But he could have been in front of that cross, maybe, Philip. Don't you think? He could have
stood
in front of it.
Maybe. The way I look at Dyer today was, listen, he made the balls up at the end, but I don't think tonight is the night to start crucifying him again. It's been done often enough. It'll be done in the future. I think we should just concentrate on the positives.
No, I get that. I do get that. But at the same time, he could have cost us dearly today.
I know.
I do think we do have to speak about it. I do think we do have to speak about it because
Yeah.
Also, we were doing the harder question first as well. This was the
For me-
only kind of question that would take us away
for
from
me,
it,
he was
and
one
the
of the
rest of
only
it's going to be
players that
nice.
came out. He was one of the only players that came out there and was lethargic from the start.
Yeah.
I can't give him a pass on it. I know we won, but it's these same things that we keep talking about with this sort of individual, with this sort of player. I don't want to be crucifying him. I really don't. Not especially not today. There is a hell of a lot of positives, but for me, like, you can't be coming out and starting slow like that. You have to be switched on from the first minute to the 90 minute. It seems with Eric Dyer, first 10 and the last 10, he doesn't know where he is.
No.
He's thinking, do I have Coronation Street recorded? Look,
No.
we need everybody at it from the very start. That's just all I'm going to say on it. For me, I think we need everybody at it from the start. We need everybody pulling in the one direction. I do think Nuno's very close to finding his 11. It's now up to Eric Dyer if he wants to take that jersey. Today was a very, very comfortable game, and it should have been even more comfortable. He made it nervy. Does he want that jersey? He's going to say he does, of course. Prove it.
Yeah.
I agree,
Yeah, fair
actually.
point,
But
fair point.
now we can look at it the other way around, though. And Ellie, we can look at it the other way around this time. That's 2 games in a row, two times now where we've actually gone, that goal down, or, 2 times where we've seemed like we've been kind of punched in the mouth, you might say. But we've actually bounced back and came back and able to actually take, the win. What do you feel like about that? Is there maybe a mentality change that's going on? Is there something different in the air?
Definitely, because I think Nuno's really, really worked on them, on their team spirit, and got them talking to one another, and the communication was fabulous today. They were all chatting to each other, making sure they're in the right positions. Højbjerg's directing like a true captain should, because he is my captain after all. You know that, lads. Right, and Reggie was John's been season, hasn't he? Right. But he has been quite poor this season, but today he was right on it. And when he got through and that John Joe Shelby hacked him down, you could see the disappointment because he was in on goal. He could have. I don't think he scored for Spurs yet, has he? So that would have been his debut goal, and he took it away from him, sniped his head. But I think our all-round play, keeping the ball, was fabulous, and our passing was crisp. Boom, 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 very fast. The only one who really slowed it down was Harry Kane, because he hasn't got pace, the boy. But what he has got is a deadly finish. And
is the mentality stronger, do you feel like, Ellie? Is the mentality a bit stronger?
He's like Teddy Sheringham, right? But he's even more lethal than Teddy could ever dream of. Like Teddy was fabulous, don't get me wrong. But Harry Kane is the bee's knees. The way he took that goal, and he'd scored before and it got disallowed, but he didn't lose his head. The next opportunity, bang in the goal. Chip the goalie, beautiful. Lovely. Well done, Harry. Proud.
And well done, Premier Hotspur.
Yeah.
Well done, Simon. Pick yourself up, Simon. Good to see you. Philip, for you, is the mentality, is there something different? Are we a bit stronger, when we go down? We don't, our heads aren't dropping anymore. We, to a degree, we just absolutely showed them who's boss.
But we went straight up the other end and scored again. It's as if the equalising goal just flicked a switch. Yeah. And the training kicked in, and whatever Nuno has been telling them kicked in, and we went up and scored the winner. Today, I think we got over the shock of the first 10 minutes or so, and then just had a look at Newcastle and said, right, lads, we're better than these guys. And I don't think I've seen Spurs control an away match as much as that, probably in a long, long time. Maybe the runner-up season, maybe. Because, Newcastle did not hardly got a kick. Hugo Lloris nearly had his deck chair out there for a lot of that game.
Yeah.
So that's good. That's a good point. The mentality is getting there. Is being strengthened. There's no southern softies about Spurs at the moment. They are getting stuck in, and a lot of that is down to the 2 boys in the middle, Skip and Højbjerg. Yeah. They are providing the rock for the rest of the team to bounce off and get the be more offensive, be more proactive, and not sitting back waiting for things to happen, but going out and making things happen.
Did they kind of set the tone for you?
Sorry, Jack?
I was going to say, what you were saying about that midfield right there. Do they just set the tone? Is maybe that's what's different?
Yeah, they're like the stopwatch in the middle of the pitch, setting everything, the timing of everything. As long as those 2 boys stay fit, And they've got a player like Ndombele, who, to be honest, the last couple of games has been like a new player for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Højbjerg,
The way he's played.
true.
You know,
Højbjerg and Skip.
I know he's been the fits and starts, but he's starting to show now why he costs so much. I lost that.
Yeah. I was just
Hello?
saying, lads, Højbjerg and Skip,
You there?
yin and yang. They're like yin and yang. Højbjerg's he's yin to Skip's yang.
Yeah.
I love that, Ellie. Maybe do you want to break that, because David and I
Yeah,
call
no,
each other
they-
yin and yang as well.
Yeah, you two are the same. Like if you played in a match versus Højbjerg and Skip, I don't know who I'm gonna back.
I'd probably back Højbjerg and Skip, to be
I
honest with you,
would.
but I would fancy my chances.
I'll tell you.
So maybe
seeing
touch on
as
that.
they
Is
were
that
in
what?
the crowd-
Yeah.
Seeing as they were
I
in the
don't-
crowd today, looking very disappointed after the match, we should call them Anton Deck.
Do you know what? That pissed me off seeing them there. Like, they really did roll out everything today up in Newcastle. Anton Deck, Geordie Shore, the whole lot. Absolutely ridiculous. No, rolled out the red carpet and we absolutely battered them. The faces on the Sheiks, the faces on Amanda Stavely when the goals were going in. I was absolutely loving it. Probably looking at each other and like, oh, we should go and buy Middlesbrough. You know what I mean? Absolutely loving life. I'm brilliant. But sorry, Jack, what was the question? Oh, about mentality.
Yeah. Just talking about mentality. Is there something different, David? Is there genuinely something different, in this squad? Are they thinking differently? Are they just able to not let their heads drop like before, like we've seen for seasons on end at this rate? What's different?
It's the mentality change. Like, as well, there's been competition for places. They're a lot fitter than what they were, and the fitter you get, the more up here you are with it. The more up here you are tuned in with it. I think everybody knows that when you put on a bit of weight throughout your life, sometimes, you're a bit down mentally and stuff like that. But look, there is a mentality change because 2 games on the trot now, we've gone one down. Straight away, we've gone back up and got the equaliser. And then we go up and get the second. And then we can prove that we can hold out the game. We've brought in some game management. We know when to slow it down, when to quicken it up. There's massive improvements. The players' mentality has changed. Today is, like I said, it's the first time I've seen them put together a very, very good 90 minutes. And it's a building block that we can use now going forward. You even look at the players that we brought in. Of course, there was always going to be a mentality change. You brought in Romero. The guy's just born to defend. Born to defend. He loves it. He's so proactive about it. Even there today, you've brought in Skip in beside Højbjerg. We're not using a Sissoko or a Winks anymore, who mentally do not have it. I've said this last night. If we want to win trophies, mentality is key within your squad, within the players you are signing. You are not going anywhere with weak mentality. We've shown that last season, the season before that. When you have players who are fragilely weak, and you're going to have these ups and downs. When you have players who mentally have it, you're going to get consistency. Yeah. And this is what this team is going to bring. You bring in Brian Gill. He's coming with a point to prove. Mentally has it. He probably thinks he should be in the team. Is it affecting him? No. Whenever he gets a chance, he's absolutely balling out. And Ndombele, it looks like on the basis of today, and over the course maybe of what we've seen so far this season, his mentality is starting to change because he doesn't have Sissoko and Aurier dragging him down anymore. You know what I mean? He now has Romero, Højbjerg, Skip growling at him. You know what I mean? The whole mentality has changed. Like, even like Dyer, I would say he was always strong mentally. He's just prone to mistakes. Harry Kane, it looks like now mentally he's at it today. Son's mentality is unbreakable. He's found that consistency. Lucas Moura, he's starting to find that consistency. The mentality throughout the whole squad has changed. We're starting to see games out now. We're not like, oh, we're only 1-0 up with 5 minutes to go. Let's just sit on top of Hugo Lloris. You know what I mean? It's not a cinema they're in, being spectators. Yeah, and that changes because of the players we brought in, because Paratici as well, who's come in and is like, I'm not taking this shit anymore. And it was never, ever a good position to be in. We cannot be a club that is begging players to get out there and perform.
Yep.
We can't do it. The players have to take it on onus on themselves. At the end of the day, it's up to them to take control of their career and get the very best out of themselves. And I do think we now have a destination and something that we can get behind as well. A direction. You know, that we can going forward. The 8 players that shifted out, the 4 players that have come in, the whole mentality has changed. We now have better players in the team who can keep the ball, which brings more belief, more mentality. So I have to say, I'm absolutely delighted. I do think there's a massive mentality shift. Do I think Nuno has had a lot to do with it? You have to give Nuno credit. You have to give Nuno credit on this, you know, because we went through even that bad run with Chelsea, Palace, and Arsenal. He didn't waver. He didn't crack. He did, like, even though we were saying, Nuno, tell us what's going on, he wouldn't give you anything. He shows that steely mentality as well. You know, so I have to say, we have to give credit to everybody right now. Paratici, Nuno, his fitness coach, you know, the new signings that have come in. The only mentality I think needs to change now is the fans' mentality. I do.
Yeah, I kind of agree there, David. I really do agree. Faz Radfar, though, with the super chat here, and as well as that, if anybody wants, you know, to throw in their comments on the game as well, you know, maybe skip the queue, as David loves to say, you know, maybe as well as support the channel. You know, if you have any thoughts about maybe today's game that you want discussed by the panel, feel free to throw it in a super chat. But Faz Radfart saying, in Dombele was man of the match for me, and Harry is back, ? I would say Harry is back. I think he was always back, but it's just, you know, it took him a bit of warming up, like warming up an old car, David. That's what his seasons are like in the beginning of the season. It's like an old car, you know, just have to give it a few, you know, ignition turns and whatnot, and he'll just get rolling. But as well, I think a lot of people would agree with you, Faz, that Tanguy was the man of the match. But moving on, guys, moving on. I mean, to a degree, though, I feel like Philip, you know, you're kind of one that maybe members performances a bit better than me. Is this one of maybe your favorite performances in maybe the last 2 years?
It is, yeah. It is. It was the most complete. Okay, once I complete the first 10 minutes, apart from the first 10 minutes, it was the most complete we've seen for a long, long time, you know. And just to touch back on the mentality thing there, I mentioned this today before the program started. Did you notice the reaction of the players whenever Harry Kane's goal was confirmed? They went mental.
Yes.
They jumped all
even
over
shoved him.
He was like a rock star. They were jumping out into the crowd. You know, they were loving
Yeah.
I know why it took so long was Sky were probably getting signatures on a petition to have it disallowed.
Yeah.
You know, I just thought the reaction was so good and so Harry, you're back. We've got our mojo back working again. As we keep saying, one goal goes in. I would not like to be the West Ham defense next week.
No, honestly, we'll wait till we get to Harry Kane because I'm going to blow the roof off the place. I'm so happy.
I really.
You got to stop it. You're supposed to be calming down.
Well, that was the point is, you know, we were supposed to kind of, you know, to a degree, David, you know, we were supposed to have, you know, the hard question, which was, you know, how do we bounce back from going down? The rest of it's just going to be nice, smooth sailing with some big ecstatic questions. But Marile Williams, you know, setting the example here, setting the tone, as we've been saying. I think she's saying, I think enough credit is given to, I don't think enough credit is given to more. The way he's always trying to go forward and always put 100%, I think is very underrated. Coys, as Lucas loves to say. Listen, Lucas Moura, I've said this before, Maria Williams, I've never seen somebody on the right wing cut inside on their right foot that isn't a left-footed player in the way that he does. It's actually sensational. It's actually ridiculous the way he does it. He just loves to be able to cut inside, move inside, and to a degree, I think David said this before, kind of likes to play in the middle more than he likes playing out wide. He sincerely does. And I would love to just say that he's a very underrated player. What about that for you, Ellie? Is Lucas Moura like something about that ability just to drift inside the way he does? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think everybody knows that I love Lucas Moura. Basically, what he does very well is dribbling. He's Brazilian, so you expect that. That's one of the ticks.
Goes with it.
Yeah, you've got to, you know, that's beach football for you. He's probably practiced on so many beaches. He's got fantastic at it. Right. So, but the one thing I love about him is his work ethic. He's so hard working. He'll track back. He's the first player to track back once we've lost the ball. Right. With Højbjerg, obviously, my first love. Right. And I think what I like about him as well, we can jump so well. He's like, oh my God, he's like I don't know whether his mum put his spring in his boots when she was growing up.
I couldn't even imagine jumping that high at his age as well. He's like 31 as well, you know, when you think about it too.
And he's only a short man. He's probably about 5'7", 5'8" at best. But he jumps like an Olympic, like high jumper, doesn't he?
He
Oh
rattled
my
the bar
God.
from a kick with a header, didn't he? You know what? Tough
Yeah.
pitch, biggest man in the box.
He only done one fault today. When he got through and he done that duff cross, which went like way past him. That's the only thing he done wrong. But everything else, he didn't put a step wrong. And I love the way he dribbles because he's so skillful and he creates havoc, doesn't he, when he's running at people. If you've got a player like that, it disorganises the defence so that other players like Harry Kane and Son can make their runs off of the back of his dribbles, which is very important. Then you had Nod on Belly on the other side. He was my man of the match as well. What a great player. I love him because I know sometimes he hasn't performed, right? And we've had a go at him. But this match, he was on it, wasn't he, from the start?
Right.
Yeah,
he was on it from the start. And I would say with Lucas Moura as well, Ellie, just to back you up, the guy has, and Maria Williams, the guy has also the most aerial duels won on our entire side. That's ridiculous for someone of his height. It's actually ridiculous.
I'm telling you, he's got some spring in his step, like boom.
Whatever he's eating, whatever he's having, I'll have that.
He can out-jump Harry Kane easily, can't he?
He could probably retire and go and win a medal in the long jump in the Olympics, to be honest with you.
What I mean? Yeah,
Big up Maria Williams. Big up Maria Williams.
I'd like to see that.
The support. I would too. I definitely would too, Ellie. Maria Williams, thank you so much for the support. I really do appreciate it. Everyone else, feel free to get your super chats in when the chat is absolutely belting. But guys, don't worry. We will get everybody's comments up. We know not everybody's in a position, but I just want to take time to welcome people back after the international break. We have a few more here. Daniela Stewart, big yourself up. It's good to see you back. We have still Carl, big yourself up. It's good to see you in. Chris Benoit, well, my man. Paul G, it's good to see you, brother. He says Lucas Moura has been consistent all season, yet Tanga on the belly stepped up today. He did. RTB, it's good to see you back as well. Big yourself up. Paul Matt, good to see you in, brother. We also have Jason Bell. It's good to see you in, my man. We who else have we got here? We have Roger Waters. It's good to see you back as well. Big yourself up. Jan Tran, good to see you back in as well. Good to see all these faces back. Craig Bowler, Amir Sardar as well. It's good to see you back, my man. It's good
I saw Island Life as well. Island Life, I haven't seen in a while.
Good to see Island Life too. Kev G is also here. Good to see Kev G. So good to see so many faces that we can enjoy a win together. It really is. It really is. And we have another super chat here from Lightwork. It says Brighton and United have tough matches. Top three, go on you Spurs. Look, we do have a question later on, but look, I think we can nick it. I do. I believe. I can't help it. I always do. MS is back as well. Good to see MS. What a man. Good to see you. And we also have William Tiger. Big yourselves up. But sorry, Jack, I just love seeing them all back. It's good to be back after being out sick for a week. Feels like I was out for a year. So I just want to say hi to everybody, let them know I am still alive. But look, let's get back into it.
It's like saying hi to the extended family, Dave. You haven't seen him in a long time. And MS, I should have kept those Sunny animations. I should have kept them. I should have stuck by my guns on that one. And then as well, in the case of, Brighton and United, I would just say, as maybe in the words of Kuva99, even I think Kuva99 predicted a loss, but like, the optimism that we have over here, he said the quad is still on, the quad is still on regardless. That's how we like to think about it. But big yourself up, Lightwork, really big yourself up. And me personally, I'd like to think that, maybe top 5, top 6 is just a given. I'd like to think it's a given. Of course, we can fall from grace as we know how to, but I'd like to think it's something different this year. But maybe to you, David, is there something like about this performance? Like, is it maybe one of your favorites and maybe the last season, maybe even the season before, one of your favorite performances in about 2 years?
Say that again. Sorry, Jack. I was just taking this comment from Paul. Look, we just have to enjoy it, my man. It's the ups and downs of football, man. It's the ups and downs of football. I get what you're saying, but look, football is the most reactionary sport out there, my man. Sorry, Jack. The question again.
Especially Paul. I'm an analytical person myself, but at the end of the day, I get carried away. I like to get carried away. It's how you live a little. It's how you live a little. But David, is this kind of a performance that you just would feel like maybe one of your favorites, one of maybe your favorite Spurs matches to even watch in maybe the last few seasons, 2 seasons?
Yeah, just over the last couple of seasons. It's just the way that we just took control of the whole game. It was good to see Tottenham Hotspur with the ball. I'm not running around trying to get the ball.
Yeah.
Not for a change. It was just good to see us with the ball. And it suits us having the ball. It suits Ndombele, it suits Kane, it suits Son, it suits Lucas Moura, it suits our fullbacks. You know, it suits us to have the ball. The only two it actually doesn't suit is because they're just madmen and they love winning it. It's Højbjerg and Skip. You know what I mean? Even it suits them. Even it suits them. Look, the thing is, it's good to see 90 minutes. It's good to see the team all singing on the same hymn sheet, all fighting for the one cause and controlling the game, not really having too many nervy moments apart from the last 2 minutes. But apart from that, no nervy moments. Just being able to sit back, actually just have a conversation and just enjoy the game. Not getting stressed out, not having to take blood pressure tablets halfway through. You know, being able to sit there and just enjoy it. Jack, I was in flying form in the watch along. You were in flying form. Marcelo, how long has it we seen since Marcelo's been in flying form? It's good to see everybody back with a smile on their faces. This is what we want as Tottenham Hotspur supporters. But no, look, it's just good to see us dominate the ball, pass the ball around, being able to pass it to the player in the same coloured shirt, skills, you know, lovely 1-2 movements, running off the ball, you know, trying to create plenty of chances. Honestly, at one stage, Harry Kane handed 3 defenders the knife and fork and told them to go and sit down in the canteen with 1 step over. Unbelievable. Ndombele, honestly, you had to just sit him down and just say, look, Ndombele, they do have families. You can't keep disgracing them like this.
This is on camera, Tony.
You know, Sonny as well. You know, a few little step overs and they're gone the opposite way. He's like, just stand there and be the man with the sign on the road, with the stop and go sign, because that's all you're good for. You're so static. It's just great to see Tottenham Hotspur back. I grew up watching Tottenham Hotspur play good football. Give every game a good fucking lash. And it's good to see us back to that. Instead of running around after the ball, sitting here crying about mistakes and stupid things that professionals should not be making.
I completely agree, Dave. Ellie, for you, like, was this maybe your favorite performance so far this season? Maybe even last season as well?
I would put it on the par when we beat Man United 6-1 because our passing was awesome. I think our passing was even better in this game than that game, and we won that 6-1. We should have actually won by a bigger margin. We should have put it to bed. But as Spurs' true style, we always make ourselves sweat. When they put 4 minutes up, I thought, oh my God, it's going to be the worst 4 minutes of my life. I was on the edge of my daughter's bed because I'm staying at my daughter's in Chelmsford, and I was watching it and I was thinking, oh my God, they better not equalise. We kept the ball very well. For about 3 of those 4 minutes, we were holding the ball, which we don't normally do. So I'm glad they didn't just go gun-ho and try and get another goal, because sometimes you've got to see out a game. You've got to see it out. And that's what I was impressed with most of all. That last 4 minutes was fabulous, our possession. Brilliant. I'll take my hat off to Spurs. Come on, you Spurs.
Oh, they got the hat of approval, the hat tip of approval. There you go. There you go.
You know, Sainz feeling delivered,
I'm a
he's taking off the hat.
Spurs fan.
You know, you know, it's a good day when Eddie's willing to take off the hat and, you know, bounce. So I love to see it. Big up, Eddie. Legend.
She probably has even a fresh bottle of the champs maybe as well, you know, for this one.
I had the lime cordial over there. I've left it. I just done a lime cordial with solid ice. It was nice, but I've left it up to them. I'll have it after the stream. The stream is more important than the drink.
But we still need something bubbly at the end of the night after one like this.
I might have a Malibu, actually.
Yeah. Ooh, that sounds tasty as well. That sounds tasty as well. Yeah, that's something William Kelly would like. You know, that's definitely William Kelly's, you know, kind of style.
It's just good to see Cynical Dad in. It's good to see Toxic Headshot as well. Jerry, Seb as well. Harold Tomlin, it's good to see you back in as well, brother. So many. Good to see you all.
Come on.
Yeah, definitely so. And Philip, you know, maybe to transition things towards maybe, you know, the Don up front, you know, what about his performance today? Is it maybe finally the time for him to show up? Maybe even what was different about Harry Kane's performance, you know, for you tonight?
It was always coming. You know, I think we felt maybe against the Villa he would have done it. He didn't. I would. Do you know what I think today? I think Nuno probably sat that team down yesterday before this game and said, "Listen, lads, we're going into this match tomorrow. The whole country is watching us, not because it's Spurs, but because it's the Newcastle takeover." I mean, I saw more stuff on Sky News today about it nearly than on Sky Sports. It was a really, really big event. And I'd say, he said, listen, this is a great chance to show the world what we can do. Never mind what Newcastle think they can do. We can do better. We're a better team than them. We're man for man. We should be beating them off the pitch 9 times out of 10. And I think the mentality, he had the boys G'd up to go out onto that pitch. Okay, apart from the first 10 minutes. And more or less turn it around into the Tottenham Hotspur show, not the Newcastle United show.
Right.
Take the spotlight off the Saudis for a while and get people thinking, hang on a bit, that Spurs isn't a bad team after all. I thought they were a load of crap, the way people are talking, and the way Sky tried to put us down all the time. So I would say a lot of it was down to what Nuno told them in the dressing room. Plus, Harry Kane is a perfectionist. I mean, I can't remember a streak of non-scoring in the Premiership since he came into the side. I mean, every season by now, Harry normally has 7 or 8 goals under his belt in the league. And today is the start of it. And I still go by my prediction. He'll have more than 20 by the end of the season in the league.
Yeah.
And Harry is back. He showed it today in his attitude, in his running, his tracking back. And the way I could see him cajoling players again. He was pushing them by get in there, do this, do that, which you haven't seen for a while.
No, we haven't. And as a follow-up, maybe
then,
Philip.
The text David was sending them, actually, really. And that's the real reason.
It probably was the text. And even, David is also, if you think, Harry Kane, his barber is, maybe unheard of. It is actually a guy sitting next to me. It is actually David. David knows, make sure every follicle hair is put perfectly in place. But maybe a follow-up, Philip. I feel like I didn't see him dropping back at all. I didn't see him, maybe doing that frustrating kind of, wanting to drop into the midfield, try to make something happen. Felt like he was waiting and willing, to receive the ball in behind.
Defense. Somebody said he's a rock in defense as well. I mean, Harry Kane is like an extra centre half when the opposition has a corner. Really, and he was doing that very well today.
And we saw that last season as well.
Yeah. No. We've every reason to be confident that he's got his head around the fact that he's stuck at Spurs for however long he's with Spurs.
There you go. Yeah. There you go. Ellie, maybe to you, what was different about Harry Kane's performance maybe for you tonight?
I think he was on it. He was focused. He wanted to play for Spurs again. He got his love back. I think somebody must have had a little tip in his ear and said, look, Harry.
I tweeted him today. That's what it was.
Yeah, that's it, David.
I said, I have a feeling you're going to score, Harry.
Yeah. Do you know what? If I tweeted him, I would have said, get your act together, boy. You're a Spurs lad. You're not a Man City boy yet. All right. And then, do you know what it is with Harry, right? Because I told you about the Chelsea game. They were really having a go at him, right? And it affected him. And I think he probably thought they don't love me anymore. But now I think he felt the love because when they were singing, he's one of our own, he's one of our own, Harry Kane, he's one of our own. That lifted his spirits because he thinks, as a professional footballer, you play for the badge usually. Yeah. There's some who don't, but Harry does. He plays for the badge. And when the fans thought he wasn't playing for the badge, they got on his case. So now in this game, you could see that he really was on it. And I think because that goal going in, it gave him even more confidence. And he was just majestic, wasn't he? He was flowing. He was getting in the areas where he could score. And he wasn't playing as a number 10. He came out a couple of times, but then he went back in. And I like that when Harry does that. Yeah, because Alan Shearer called him up on it on Match of the Day. He said he's got to be a number 9, right? Because if you're number 9, you're scoring week in, week out. If you play number 10, you're a creator. We don't want Harry to be well, I'm not saying we don't want him to be a creator. We do, but we also want him to be in there for the challenges, to score goals, the tap-ins, the little headers, like Newcastle's goal. That's a classic Harry Kane header. Oh, look, Phil's left the building. He's come to another room. He tells us, You're Elvis, aren't you, in disguise?
Philip, if you want to give us a tour of the house, lad, no problem.
Yeah.
No, it's just the room that I'm in. It's under a bedroom, and I don't want to be talking. You hear everything talked upstairs, you know. So.
No, I get you.
He's moving around the pitch, though, David. He's moving around the pitch like Harry Kane was. You know, he's moving around.
Room now, so I can relax.
I moved as well, Phil, when I got my lime cordial.
We should have got a couple of gins in it, no?
No, it's just lime, I promise you, because I don't want to get a reputation that I'm an alcoholic, because I'm not. I'm not very good with alcoholics.
A big up to HB's back in the building. Good to see you, my man. A big up Cody back as well. What a man. And Ishan Khan is in here as well. Big yourselves up.
And then to light work here, listen, if Modric is coming back in the summer, if he wants to come back to, his home, all the better. All the better. It's also this squad does need an itch. I'll tell you, no matter what, this squad has been missing an itch for some time. Certainly has been. And then I would say Luka Modric, the best itch, debatably, probably even of all time, you might say.
Yeah.
So Luka Modric, there you are. You're welcome back home. And honestly, the tempo setter role would be filled. That guy is always an absolute baller. I would love to have him for a few seasons. He's also ageless, Luka Modric. He is ageless. David, to you though, from a Don to a Don, what was different about Harry Kane's, performance tonight?
First of all, Harry, this is for you. I will always love you.
You're not a bad singer.
Harry who? Harry what? Harry Class A Kane, baby. Look, I never doubted him. My love, my support for him, it never wavered. And I got my due diligence today. Look, at times it was a lonely place to be. But I just knew there was more to it. Look, the thing is with Harry Kane, he just never lets me down. He scores goals. It's that simple. You create chances, he will get you goals. Whether he's half-cropped, whether he has a hair out of place, or it does not matter. The guy will score goals. He was just slow coming back into it. He had a long summer. In fact, if you look at it, a lot of the England players are not performing right now that had that long summer. It's affected them. Harry, the tactics, he came into a whole new system that wasn't working around him. And as much as people don't like it, and he wanted to leave, you have to build the system around him. This guy is going to be at the forefront of anything good we do this season. He's going to be leading the charge with the goals along with Sonny. We need him. This whole talk of selling him, he's not interested. It's crap. It's crap. Do your homework on the guy. We're creating a lot less chances. How do you expect the guy to score when you're not creating chances? You're not putting balls in over the top. You're putting balls in. Look, today he was absolutely brilliant. He was with it. He was telling people what to do. He was organising people. He was making runs. He was getting involved. Lovely 1-2s. It was exactly what I wanted to see. Look, Harry Kane just needed that goal. He just needed that Premier League goal. I think he's already got 8 goals this season. I actually do. He is scoring goals, but people don't want to talk about it. It's not the Premier League. But he's arrived on the Premier League. It wouldn't surprise me if he still finishes this season with the Golden Boot. It really would. He is coming into form at the perfect time. I said it before the international break. Guys, chill. Don't worry. Harry Kane's got it. After the international break, he'll come in against Newcastle. He'll start scoring. It's exactly what he's done. He is coming into form at the perfect time for Tottenham Hotspur. With the way the league is and with where we're sitting right now, I want him to hit the form now. I really am. It's a blessing in disguise. Look, Harry Kane coming in today. 5 or 6 goals against Newcastle. Said it last night. All been at St. James's Park, I knew I tweeted him today. I said, Harry, I have a feeling you're going to score. I went balls deep. I just got that feeling. I'm so glad he's repaid me. He's repaid so many others. And now that he's got that Premier League goal, get off the guy's back, cradle him, love him, caress him, sing for him. Just do it all because we need him. Even if it's only for this season, I don't care. We need him to get back up to the heights of the Champions League football. He has to be firing. It's not going to happen. I hear people saying, let's take him out the team. Let's bench him. This, that, and the other. No. And then they're on the same breath, they're complaining about lack of goals and lack of creativity. Yeah, the most goals and most creativity from last season. Is he going to recreate that? No, he's not. But the thing is, the guy keeps reinventing himself. He was banging goals in under Pochettino. He was starting to get found out. People were realizing how to defend against him. So Jose Mourinho said, okay, we'll just drop deep, pick up the ball. It was working. But teams found a way of stopping that. Simple. Just put a centre midfielder in front of Harry Kane, block the pass coming in from him. So he had to find a different way. And guess what? Harry Kane comes up with all the answers yet again, because I never, ever doubted him. This is a guy that has been carrying Tottenham Hotspur, scoring goals for 5-6 seasons now. And as soon as he does something, people want to get on his back, cry, moan. It's all Harry's fault. Get a grip. At Tottenham Hotspur, we need to start respecting our world-class players here. How do you ever expect them to stay with us if we can't even respect them? At the end of the day, get with it. Harry Kane will get you goals. It's that easy. Harry Kane is back.
Done. Well done, David. Well said.
It's just he had to let it out. He's been waiting to let it out, Ellie. He's been waiting to let it out.
Well said.
8 games now. I've been waiting in the Premier League for this one.
It's been also, it has been a lonely place. And maybe just before I get to Brian C's here, Ellie, do you kind of see where David's coming from in that case? It's been a lonely place for him, being kind of Harry Kane's biggest supporter.
Do you know what? I love David's passion for all our players, but for Harry Kane, he's got a special place in his heart. And that is coming from your heart, David.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because all these Spurs fans who are getting on Harry's case, it was shameful against Chelsea. He's given blood, sweat and tears for our club, right? And he saw blimmin' Levy not backing him with the class players to come and play with him. So what do you expect the boy to do? He's only human. If you don't provide him with the team that should be at his level, the only 2 players really at his level are Sonny and Højbjerg. The rest, right, Mora can get there, but he's not quite there. But the rest, they're not doing it. We need more players like Harry who give their all for the badge. Romero, I'm going to class as one of those players now, actually.
Oh, you got to. Yeah.
I've got to put him in. And do you know what? I want to see Joe Rodon play as well.
Yeah.
Big up to Joe Rodon. Every time he's come in, he's put in a performance for us. And I don't know why he's not getting in the team, because Dyer he's not going to do it, Dyer. He hasn't got it in him to be a defender. He's a central defensive midfielder, but apparently you played that defensive role for Sporting Lisbon. But that's why they shipped him out, because he wasn't good enough for them. Even Sporting Lisbon sold him to us.
I think he's a bit like Ben Davies, Ellie. I think he's a bit like Ben Davies. There's just no position that they really excel at. There's just no position they really excel at. David, I'm going to go to Brian C's, super chat here. And he said, lads, happy days. We are here again. Come on, you Spurs. Response to their goal, quietening the crowd. 3 top-class goals, controlling the ball, players, togetherness, showing brightly when Harry scored his goal, unity plus winning mentality. I mean, from Socrates himself, he's tipping his flat cap, he's tipping his philosopher's cap, to this performance. When you got Brian C's approval, it's a good performance. But
that's
as well,
Greek philosopher.
He certainly is. He certainly is. Especially this one of the Harris Army. This one of the Harris Army, Ellie certainly is. But I feel like, he's created win or learn. He's created, the mentality of when we are at our lowest, how do we bounce back? And I would say, Socrates, let me know maybe, because this feels like one of those just win or win scenarios, one of those, it's just the best. It's just the best feeling in the world. I couldn't care less, especially maybe someone, Brian C, I kind of relate with you a lot. Someone who likes to think a bit more rationally about things. And I just get over the top. I love to be over the moon on these ones. I really do. And so for me, Brian C, all those things you just listed there had just made this performance even more ecstatic, even more, just absolutely just incredible, kind of jaw dropping to a degree, because it's actually has been my favorite performance in some time. But what about you, David? I mean, is this maybe one of those performances again? He's mentioning controlling the ball. He's mentioning that togetherness. He's mentioning even a Harry Kane goal as well. I mean, it just had all the recipes. It's just all the ingredients to make a beautiful Spurs, cake.
Yeah, look, it's everything I want to see from a football club, to be honest with you. Look, whether people want, look, they thought the pressure was all on us. It wasn't. We went in there, showed our mentality. Even going to go down, we came back quiet in the crowd. They should have been running around going, shh. That's what I would have been doing. Really, 3 great goals. Belly on the score sheet, Kane on the score sheet, Sonny on the score sheet. Absolutely brilliant there for our forward line. We controlled the ball, 85% possession at one stage in the second half. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Honestly, it was unbelievable. I seen 15% for Newcastle. I thought it was my maths exams coming at me again. The results of my maths exams. Players to get this, you could see that with the Kane goal. They absolutely mobbed them. You could see the relief on Kane's face. You could see the relief on the team. This whole thing that, the team don't want him to be there, all this nonsense, bull crap. I never believed it anyway. I knew it wasn't true because at the end of the day, they're not stupid. They know they need Harry Kane. You know what I mean? And to see them on top of him like he was some sort of rock star, I love to see it. And look, when Harry Kane scored, I'm not lying. I actually nearly passed out. I was screaming that loud. Honestly,
was that your favorite goal, though, Dave? Maybe it was a beautiful assist from Højbjerg, but that's also, I would say to the chat before David answers the question, let us know in the chat, what was your favorite goal of tonight? Because I thought there were 3 fantastic goals from the squad. There wasn't, a kind of a fluke kind of one. They were all beautiful to watch, all beautiful goals to watch, beautiful
it wasn't
finishes.
Eric Dyer's.
Sure, maybe, even not definitely not that, but maybe actually to a degree one of the funniest own goals I've seen in some time. I would even say it even topped Reggie's own goal from Aston Villa. It was that hilarious to watch. maybe on par. But Dave, was the Harry Kane one your favorite? Was that your favorite goal of tonight?
Yeah, just because it was Harry Kane. It's simple as honestly, I've been waiting 8 games for it. Just to silence the people. Honestly, I'm like Father Christmas tonight, Jack. I'm not going to sleep. I have a long list and I have to get round to all these people. What were you saying? I have to question them. I have to see where they were at. I'm sure they're not okay right now. So I need to ring around a few people, make sure they're okay, console them. But, Brian, seeing the unity and the winning mentality, it's what it's about. Things are changing at Tottenham Hotspur. The philosopher, you made it bearable through them losing times with the win or learn. I absolutely loved it. So thank you so much for your support, Brian. It doesn't go unnoticed, my man. I really appreciate it. And like Kuva and Socrates, guys, make sure you smash that like button. If you are new, make sure you smash that subscribe button. And guys, feel free to help support us with a super chat. It's a great way to support me and Jack on the journey. We don't have any big wigs behind us. We rely purely on the super chats, guys, and that. So it is a great way to help support the channel. And lastly, if anyone's not a member, you do want to come on the fan show and have your say tomorrow, because members do take priority. Grab your channel membership now. It's pinned in the chat. Just simply press that link, get your white membership. See you back here tomorrow at 9 o'clock for the fan show. But Jack, Coover with the super chat here.
Yeah, he's saying, I wouldn't say we're going to win every competition this season, but we'll definitely finish in the top 1. I was going to say, Kuba, even when you predicted that we might lose this match, you still set the quadas on. I absolutely, Kuba. Honestly, he's just, it's the positive. It's a positivity cult, Kuba. And I know he loves it more than anyone else. He loves being in the positivity cult because at the end of the day, there's no better group. There's no better channel to win with. I'll tell you that. There is no better channel to win with. If you want to ride it out, just be rosy cheeks throughout the night, just basically be singing through the rooftops like David, doing laps around the apartment, knocking things over because you're just feeling that sort of way. I think there's no better channel. I think Kuva definitely knows that as well. And Kuva, the quad is on. But pick yourself up. I mean, what would you say though, Philip? I mean, is this kind of performance, is this just one of those performances where it is just like, it was so fantastic to watch that you do kind of get a bit ahead of yourself?
Well, I mean, I see a lot of comments coming in sort of saying, oh, it's only one game. It's not. It started with the Villa match, which we won against a decent enough team. We beat that crowd from Slovenia, whatever it was, 5-1 or 5-0, whatever it was. And now we followed up with a win against Newcastle on probably one of the most
toxic
what's the word I used to describe today? One of the most publicized league games in the Premiership's history. I don't think there's been many more games that have been covered as much as this because of the circumstances Newcastle found themselves in. Yeah. And we went up there and we showed teamwork, desire, an absolute skill level better than we've seen all season. And we've silenced the crowd. We've got the Saudi Arabians wondering now, did they buy the wrong team? Hopefully. And it really was. It was good to be a Spurs fan today. We've had a few Sundays recently where it hasn't been good to be a Spurs fan. It was brilliant to be a Spurs fan today, and let's just lie back, bask in the glory for a while, and let's it's only one match. You can only play one team at a time. And we've done that, and we've won 2 in a row now, and the only thing that depresses me a little, and I'm just checking the diary there. This day, 3 weeks, right after the matches are played, we have another international break.
Yeah,
it's a shame.
I think we'll worry about that in a week or two, Philip. I think we'll worry about
what's going to happen. We're going to have momentum build up, and then suddenly it stops. It's going to stop for a week.
Yeah,
with a vengeance.
Stops us in our tracks.
Yeah. But big up Kuva 99. Honestly, soak it in, Kuva. Soak it in. Absolutely soak in those 3 points. Might as well. You honestly might as well. Like I said, it's one of the best channels, to be an absolute ecstatic, just kind of nature, to just enjoy, the absolute, ecstasy of a win. It's just the best channel to do it with it.
We allow you to enjoy the win.
Yeah, we allow you to enjoy the win. We allow you to be positive. We allow you to be delusional. You might as well. And if you want to do that, join this channel, because there's no better place to be at the moment. But moving on, guys, and maybe actually, Philip, I'm not sure if I got your take on the Harry Kane situation, unless I'm mistaken.
No,
I think I probably did. So yeah,
we have a player called Harry Kane. We do. I've been saying that for the last couple of weeks. Harry is going. Once he's back, he's back.
Once he's back.
Today, I mean, that was a. I thought I was listening to a party political broadcast there from David there for a while, But no.
You can be a member of my Harry Kane party.
I love your passion for the man. Listen, there's not a Spurs fan out there that doesn't love Harry Kane to bits.
You have to in order to be.
There's so many people delighted now to see him back.
Yeah.
I expect him to move on from this. I heard somebody saw a comment earlier on that Harry Kane won't score against West Ham.
You having a laugh?
We'll see.
He'll be hammering in the goals. I'll tell you that. He certainly will be.
He'll burst their bubble. He'll burst their bubbles.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, good
Brad
man,
Matthews.
Harry.
Well done, Harry. Just hammering him in, pop the bubbles next match. But Brad Matthews saying, "I'm back, baby. We spoiled their party. Big up, everyone. Love you all." Brad Matthews, this is exactly what I'm talking about. It's that kind of energy that we're looking for. It's the kind of place to be. This is what we're looking for, Brad. Big yourself up. Absolutely love it, Brad. Hopefully, maybe you were celebrating it, somewhere around North London. Maybe he's celebrating it up in Newcastle with Chris, who knows, Brad. But I would just say, Brad, hopefully you're absolutely feeling it. Hopefully, you had, plenty of the nice, fizzy ones, plenty of the nice, beers to enjoy this one, because you got to be basking in the win, Brad. At the end of the day, we are Spurs fans, and we are delusional, and we are absolutely overly positive. And that's why I kind of love this fan base personally. That's why I love this channel personally, Brad, because when we do win, there's no better place to be. And I'll ram that home tonight. But David, what do you got to say to Brad? He seems to be feeling it.
Look, Brad, he was out at the pub enjoying himself. Absolutely dead right too. I encourage everyone to be sitting there with a beer in their hand right now. Look, right now we have to enjoy the wins as they come. We don't know how long could be till our next win. So just enjoy them as they're all around, And that's exactly what Brad has done. He walked straight into that pub. He says, "Oi, waiter, whip me up some Newcastle ale." And he just downed it in one, and then just sat there enjoying his lovely few points after that. He's absolutely ecstatic. He's sitting at home right now, Jack, singing Harry Kane songs with the guitar. He's probably stringing it with his forehead and everything, singing songs about Son. He's absolutely loving life. I know Brad is. And by the way, Brad, absolute great appearance on the pre-match pump-up. Really appreciate it as well, brother. And look, just as much as you love us all, we love every single one of you tenfold. What you guys do for me and Jack is absolutely incredible. We'll never, ever forget it. We'll always forever be indebted. And look, hopefully the Irish Hotspur can run forever, because at the end of the day, it's just a place where we can all come and rejoice. We can all just dance around with the cockerel, kiss the crest, wrap yourself up in a flag without feeling guilty. And that's what it's all about, Brad boy. I hope you enjoyed your night, and I hope it hasn't stopped there either. Keep stringing that guitar. He's probably doing a solo right now, really freaking out, headbanging and everything. Big up, Brad. What a man.
He probably bought, David, he probly bought a bottle of champagne at the pub and, just started spraying it everywhere, once the third one went in. Faz Radbar is saying we should use the first 11 in all 3 upcoming matches. Yes, Faz, absolutely. I feel like we certainly should. We absolutely certainly should. This is to a degree, and we'll touch on it later, but this is to a degree maybe our best 11 and the one that we should use in all Premier League matches, which then means, though, Faz, that we have to, for the Europa Conference League matches, maybe concede to using a much worse 11 and, use, an 11 that maybe David wouldn't be so happy to see, especially Dark Sun G wouldn't be so happy to see. But at the end of the day, I feel like if we want to continue to ride these Premier League wins, we have to keep these guys nice and healthy. And we can't risk them. We can't, risk an injury. We can't waste any fatigue. But I feel like Baz, maybe apart from one player, this was our best 11.
Yeah.
To big yourself up, Faz. Absolutely.
See you, brother. I want to welcome another few people. Sorry, I'm just high right now, living, loving life. Alex is back. Good to see you in, Alex. Who else have we got? Just to welcome them all back in after the international break. Joe Grimes, my brother's in. Big yourself up. Tony Austin, great to see you. Who else have we got? I think that's it. No, I am missing someone. I know I am. But we'll keep going anyway. But big yourselves up, guys. It is good to see you all back in here. It's absolutely brilliant. See, I knew Brad was. I knew he was. He's still vibing out. I love him. Big up, Brad.
Big up, Brad.
Spicy in. It's good to see Joe 27 in as well. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to the winner circle. So, Jack, we'll keep going. And Rico as well. Love Rico. Big yourself up.
Welcome back to the winner's circle, as David said. To you, Ellie, and maybe also this answers Faz's, kind of super chat as well. Was this maybe your best starting 11? Was this your best starting 11? Your favorite starting 11, maybe going into these next 3 matches?
Not exactly.
What would be different?
I would put Tanganga and Roden in, and then I'd have Reggie and Romero, and Tanganga at right back rather than Emerson Royal, because I think he gives us more. Defensively, he's more astute, and going forward, he gives us more as well. Not that Emerson Royal can't be a second best to him as a reserve, right? Or we switch Emerson Royal to the conference and the cup competitions and play Tanganga as right back. But you know what? I was just thinking I would have loved to be on that Spurs coach after that victory. I would have loved it, I would have
right in the Camel's home.
Definitely. Because his wife's not about. I would have sat on Højbjerg's lap. Right. The thing is, I would love to have been on that Spurs because they must have been so elated, right? Because the manner of our victory was superb. And we all played as a team. And I loved the camaraderie when we scored. It was so endearing to watch them all celebrate like that, because I've never seen that. I've seen it before, but I haven't seen it for a while, where they're all celebrating. It was so nice. I just think we need to change 2 players. Actually, coming back to your question, Jack, I think Tanganga and Roden for Dyer, Tanganga for Emerson Royal, and that would be the perfect 11.
Maybe so, especially considering, we might have to be a bit more defensive the next matches. What about you, Philip? Would be anything you would change about either the formation? Is this also maybe your favorite formation, this 4-2-3-1? Is this the key to success?
Good to see Old Soul in.
One is the way forward. The only one in that starting 11 today that I would change, and it's the one that we probably always go for, is probably Eric Dyer. Move him out, and maybe Rowe saying that we've got to get a settle back 4 there, and whichever 4 is in it, the more matches they play together, the better the understanding, the less chance of giving away stupid goals. Today's goal was stupid. From what I could see, what happened, Rodon ducked out of the header or didn't get the header, and Dyer didn't react quickly enough. He didn't know whether he wanted to head it or shall kick it, and he did neither really. He just bounced off him. So, it was unfortunate. He should have been more switched on. So I think he's the one that's going to be out of the squad whenever the settled team comes into fruition. Royale run. I think Royale has got something there. As much as I like Tanganga. So I would maybe with Rodon for Dyer, that would be other than that, the team at the start of the day, with Lo Celso champing at the bit to come in as well.
So you maybe are with kind of Phil Letitia. You'd be a 4Rs. He would go for the 4Rs.
Yeah, well, I've been saying that for a couple of weeks now.
Yeah,
the 4 hours, the thing, the back. But we'll see what goes. I mean, we've got a few defining matches coming up now, like with West Ham away, and then we have Man United at home, and that's going to be a real tester. If we get through those 2 games, we can really start to look positive for the future.
Completely agree. I'm personally someone that would go for the 4Rs as well, but I actually see where Ellie's coming from with Tanganga, just because, considering maybe some of the tougher fixtures in mind, maybe you don't want someone that gets caught out, maybe, something if we were to lose ball in the bad position. But at the same time, I don't think Royale's put too much of a foot wrong.
No. Do you know what?
No.
The only change I would make, I'd actually put Tanganga in at centre back beside Roden or beside Romero, to be honest with you. I think he's deserved his chance there. I think he's done well at right back. He filled in. He done great when we needed to him. And I don't want to keep this scourge from the lad where he gets games and then he's just kind of taken out for no reason and he's not getting back in. I would give him a chance in at centre back beside Romero. I really would. I think that'd be the right solution with Roden, chomping at the bit. You can change Roden and Tanganga, but I would like to see Tanganga given the chance. I think he deserves it.
Yeah, I think he probably does. He deserves his fair shout at center back. He certainly does.
I mean, it's in a great position that we're in at the moment.
Right.
That we've got players fighting for the one position here, and that's the way it is. Keep them hungry, keep them mean. Keep them looking over their shoulder when someone else coming up on the rails. That's the way to have it.
Exactly.
Music to my ear. I love when honestly, some of the stuff Philip says mind blows me. It really does. That's a great point.
He's an intelligent man.
He is.
Oh boy.
That's exactly what we need. That's exactly what we need is players looking over their shoulder, not getting too complacent, which is probably why Dark Sun G even said, we need to get in a solid left back just to make Region, not too complacent, because he's got no competition over there, especially with Sessegnon being injured all the time and the likes of Ben Davies being practically useless in every way whatsoever. It just makes it, I think exactly what Philip said. I would echo that 1,000,000%. Jerome here, and honestly, Jerome, pick yourself up. It's good to see you as well. It's good to see you as well, Jerome. Region was great today, and if Real think they can get him at a discount, they can jog on. I would have Rodon and instead of Dyer. I could understand why Nuno made no subs today. That's actually interesting. So maybe I'll ask the panel, on that last little sentence there. But Region, you're not getting him on a discount. I mean, come on now, Real. You just simply can't. I know that, they're trying to get a bit penny pinching now, which is kind of ironic, when we're talking about Real Madrid, them trying to get a discount on a player. It's not really something that you would associate with that kind of club. But nowadays, I would just say Region. The way he even celebrated that Harry Kane VAR goal, he was the first guy to run up to Harry Kane, gave him a big shove as well, and he's just animated. He just seems to be fully for this club. He seems to love the Premier League as well, Sergio Region. He really does seem to. And as well, of course, he had the class moment where he was the one that spotted what the stewards and what the fans were saying to him as well. I mean, the guy just seems to be a class act in every single way. He really does as well, and this is something I wouldn't want to praise someone for, as well as maybe being a decent footballer. He seems to also be quite sensational on the TikTok as well, so there you go. The guy's got many talents. He's got many talents. Probably Dele Alli's quite jealous of that, because he's not only good at football, but he's also good in the social media, aspect as well. But Region, I would say he was a class act today, and I really do want to see him build on these performances. I want him to be consistent with it, though. I really do, because he's only putting in the right foot every single time. But I think he just needs to do it a few more weeks in a row, and then people will be loving Region. They really will be, and they'll be seeing, why he is, leading in so many stats and whatnot. But I can see also why there's still those doubters. I really can. But if he just builds on this more and more and more, he'll become an absolute. He'll become a true yid. He already to a degree is. You can tell he absolutely loves this club. You really can tell, and you can tell he loves the Premier League. And I would just say Real can definitely jog on. And we already discussed the Rodon instead of Dyer. David said Tanganga maybe instead, but What do you maybe make of this, Ellie? Like, are you kind of a bit worried that Nuno doesn't make any subs? He seems to be a bit hesitant to do it.
Yeah, I think if there's nothing wrong, don't make any subs. But against Crystal Palace, when he did make the subs, he brought on defensive players, and I thought that was weird because we needed to get back into the game. We needed to affect the game, and we should have put on Gil that day. I just think he's made the wrong substitutions, and in this game, I think he was a bit nervous to make them because Tanganga was tiring. I didn't know whether you might notice that he was tiring towards the last 15 minutes. You could see it, and then he got a little spring in his step because we were keeping the ball. And he loves possession, Ndombele. He doesn't like running. He likes the ball to feet. So he's not a really big athlete, is he? So, yeah, I think Nuno done well not to substitute anybody because nobody put a foot wrong. The only one who did was obviously Dyer when he's done that big mistake. He was caught in two minds, wasn't he, whether to head it or to knee it off. But he played I won't criticise Dyer too much because he played quite well and he'd done a really good block with his head, and he had the presence of mind to put his hands behind his back as well, which, I mean, a lot of players have been caught out where their arm is in an unnatural position. So we can't knock him because at the end of the day, he's a Spurs boy, and we got to support all our players, haven't we, lads? We have to.
No, we certainly do.
Even though he does make gas.
Sorry, yeah, absolutely, Ellie, completely, really well said.
I was waiting for you to say something there, Jack.
No, it's just agreeing with you. My fault, Ellie. My fault. I was just agreeing with you. But I'm gonna ask David the same thing I asked you. David, can you maybe see where Jerome is coming from? Why maybe Nuno made no subs today, or is that maybe something like Ellie was saying, where it is a bit odd each time?
No, I can understand it, to be honest with you. Look, the thing is, let them get the win. They were enjoying their football. Let them all enjoy it together. Build that camaraderie, right? Let that happen. None of them are going to play midweek, hopefully. Get the next slot out midweek. Give them all a week off. Keep them fresh for the West Ham game. I can fully understand it. Look, if he started pulling off an end on Belly today, what you're doing to his confidence, you pull off a Harry Kane after scoring, what you're doing to his confidence, son. Look, when they're enjoying the football, you have to let them play and let them gel. It's the only way you're going to build that camaraderie, that consistency. I can understand it today. I really can. It's not like we're in danger of getting any injuries. We were absolutely balling out. Everyone was enjoying it. No need to make a substitution. No need.
No, absolutely no need. What about you, Philip? Anything, in terms of the substitution, something that worries you? Or are you kind of with David, where there are so many players that played so perfectly that to a degree, maybe there was no need?
No, my view on that is if you could look at the number of Premiership matches in the last 10 years when a team has not made a substitution during the game, I'd say you could count them on one hand. What I saw today was the old adage, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah. Yep.
Nuno saw no need to bring players on. He may have disrupted the rhythm of the team if he had done. And normally I'd be on for substitutions, but today, no, there was no need for them. And fair dues for Nuno for not. Some managers make a substitution just for the sake of making a substitution through no tactical reason. It's just to get a player on to give him a few minutes. The fact that didn't happen today showed Nuno is probably getting his head around this job, and he's learning on his feet. And I, one for one, was quite happy not to see subs coming on today, which is not my normal way, but it was today.
I really agree with that, actually, Philip. I know we've been kind of talking about that starting 11. What's your then, Philip, as a follow-up, what's your ideal midfield? What's your midfield three if we're sticking with that 4-2-3-1? What's your ideal? We've spoken plenty about what our ideal back four is. What's your ideal midfield? And then what's your ideal front three? I'm going to ask the rest of the panel. Sorry, Dave.
Quickly, big up Jerome. Really appreciate the
big up Jerome.
Great talking point off it, my man. Great talking point off it. Really appreciate it. And I hope you're enjoying the result down below in Oz, my man. I really do hope you are.
Legend. Jerome, as always, good to have you back as well, Jerome. Really good to have you back. Thank you for also tuning in for the watch along. I think he tuned in at one point as well. So big yourself up, Jerome. Big yourself up. But yeah, Philip, sorry. Yeah. Midfield, front three.
Okay. Well, the two of them literally picked themselves without even, you know who I'm going to say.
Bread and butter.
That's it. Anton Deck, Skip and Heiberg. Now, today, Ndombele played very well with them, in front of them. Okay, there might be games where Chelsea might be better suited, but that would be the three that I would have. And then obviously with Sonny and Lucas playing slightly further forward, that would be and then the man himself playing up front. It's going to be switched. I would say we'll see Brian Hill coming in for Lucas on occasions, starting probably on Thursday night against Vitesse, which is not going to be an easy match by any means.
No.
Yeah.
And there'll be a few changes for that game. But like I said, like for the Premiership matches, the longer you can put a unit playing together, getting used to their ways and means, keep it that way. Don't swap and change just for the sake of it. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Sorry, if it ain't, that's right. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But like the midfield three today now would do me with possible tweaks depending on who we're playing,
Especially with the upcoming matches and this Europa Conference League in mind, to a degree, it's all about getting those 3 points. I think Chris even said that in the chat as well. I think that's really well said. I mean, David, Kuva99 with the super chat here. He's saying, I'm trying my best to listen to Ellie, but she's wearing my favorite Spurs kit ever, and I can't stop dreaming about Hoddle, Waddle. Is it Malboot? I forget what it is. Actually, informed me. Mabbott, yeah,
Gary
and
Mabbott.
then Gary Mabbott, of course, and then Alan as well. I mean, Ellie, what can you say to Kuva 99? He's clearly in love with that kid.
That takes me back. It's like those players, they've what? Apart if he put Robbie Keane in there as well, that would have been perfect, and Mickey Hazard, because Mickey Hazard's fantastic, and Steve Perriman. But I mean, Hoddle and Waddle, what a combination! They were brilliant together, and I mean that team in the 80s was superb. It was a surprise to me they didn't even win more cups. The football we played in the early 80s was fabulous with Ozzy Ardiles as well, Ricky Villa. What a team, Phil? What a team! Nearly as good as the 60s and the 50s teams. Because, I mean, my dad told me about the 51 team. That was a superb team. He said he was even better than our 1961 double winning team. And that's saying something, isn't it? Because the push and run, that push and run side were fabulous.
It's iconic.
That
Spurs.
takes me back. I'm really glad you said that, because this shirt is superb, isn't it? Look at it. And I'm going to kiss the badge now. Come on, you Spurs. I'm so happy today because we won. It's so lovely when you win, and you win in style as well. Yeah. Yeah,
no, it definitely is. It's all about winning in style, you know what I mean? That's what life is all about. Tottenham team winning. It's what life is about.
That's our DNA, isn't it, lads? That's the
Certainly.
Spurs way. It's our DNA to win in style, not just to win. Bill Nicholson said it. You go on there to entertain the fans. The game is for the fans.
Yeah.
That's what people got to remember. It's not for the rich Arabs who buy Newcastle United. It's for us. You know what I mean?
Couldn't agree more with you.
It sounds as well, though. It sounds like Kuva99. He's just reminiscing in the glory days. And, especially after a win like this, he's just reminiscing, He's just trying to remember back the glory days. He's trying to ride the high. He's really trying to ride it. So big yourself up, Kuva. I mean, David, anything to say to Kuva? He's honestly such a legend. He lifts us up. He's part of the positivity cult like the rest of us. Kuva, big yourself up. As you honestly always bring a smile to me.
He's a legend. Look, I also have the same jersey, but I think Ellie wears it better, so I think we'll leave Ellie wearing it. I think I'll keep mine in the drawer. There's no competing there, I have to say. But big up, Kuva, my man. I really appreciate the support, brother. You have no idea how much it means. Everyone else, even that's tuning in, all your support as well. Make sure you are smashing that like button, guys, and I hope you are enjoying the show. But look, Jacko, let's keep it moving.
Let's keep it moving, Dave. And so maybe how about I go to you, Dave, then, just to keep it moving and get you started here. I'll be passing it, to you, like, Højbjerg in the midfield. Maybe speaking of then, the midfield, or speaking of particular positions, who was maybe your man of the match, Dave, Dave, today, and why?
I want to say Harry Kane, but I'm lying to myself, okay? You know, it wasn't Harry Kane. The man of the match was Ndombele. I think he was exceptional today. And I think most of Ndombele, because he surprised a lot of people today. He surprised me. I'm actually going to give him a good name. Ndombele. Look, the guy in midfield, like, you know, he was just dropping the shoulder, skinning players left, right, and centre. You know, his passing was immaculate today. Some great passing, great feet. He got his goal, took it very well, struck it sweetly, straight into the side net, and there was no saving it. You know, they could have even had the Brav Kane beside him in the wheelchair because he's injured right now. He still wouldn't have saved it. You know, it was a great finish. In the second half, what I was really impressed with was the way he was dictating the tempo of the game, Jack. He was dropping deep, getting on the ball, slowing it down when needed to, quickening it up when he sees breaks on. You know, he's passing to break the lines. Look, you know it's a good sign. My old lad is a consistent hater of Ndombele. Today, he turned around and says, okay, now I see what people are seeing. I think there's a player there. Because I know he thought he was watching Gascoigne running around. He was absolutely brilliant today. It was a masterclass performance. As good as Skip and Højbjerg was, right, 100%. And Ndombele wouldn't have had that performance if the two boys weren't brilliant behind him. But Ndombele really did dictate that game. He was at the heart of everything good going forward. Yeah. But not only that, even once or twice he gave the ball away with a sloppy pass. He went back and won it. Which is unseen from him.
So we don't see him try that.
I think, look, if I'm going to be very, very quick to put him down when he's being poor, I have to be very, very quick to praise him when he's doing well. Because it's all we want at the end of the day. It's all we ever want. Even when I criticize these players, it's only because I expect better and I want better and you've just let me down, you know, and it just hurts me. And today, Ndombele, I just hopefully now he can use this as a catalyst going forward. Because I believe now he's firmly put his hat in the ring for that jersey. You know, that jersey was there. It was a toss-up between Ali, Lo Celso, and himself. And I think after today's performance, he's saying, give me that, it's mine. It looks like he's had a bit of a mentality change. But like I said, I'm fair. I am fair. If I'm going to criticize a player, I'm very quick to praise them when they do well. But for me, he's my man of the match. I think he's been brilliant.
Yeah. What about you, Philip? You know, I think that's a great answer. But Philip, you know, who's your man of the match and why?
Oh, David said it all, Ndombele.
Just it's undoubted for you.
Yeah, it's undoubted. I mean, the way he took his goal. I mean, the way he used the Newcastle player as a shield to stop the goalie. The goalie. I mean, that goalie could be diving for that for the next 6 months. He wouldn't have got near it because of the way
he's still there now.
You know, it was. I mean, that wasn't a fluke. He knew exactly what he was doing there. He saw the man in front of him. He used him like one of those dummies they use in practice. You know, the yellow dummies they put in front of the goal to stop the free kicks.
Yeah,
he used him as one of those, and it was sublime. It was a brilliant goal. One of the most unstoppable shots you'll see all season.
He hit it over V's with just absolute venom.
Would have got that, you know. So fair dues to him. I think we've all been critical of him, no more than myself. I was very critical of him there a few weeks ago. I thought we'd never see him coming up with a performance like he's done today. I think he is, as David said, he's thrown his hat in the ring, he's thrown his coat in the ring, he's thrown his socks and his trousers in the ring. He's thrown everything into that ring to get into that ring. I think we are going to see what's the word I'm using? A baller for the rest of the season.
No, at his best, he's Ndombele or Sexball, and then at his worst, you know, we all know the nicknames that, you know, have also been given here. Ellie, for you, you know, is it also Ndombele?
Oh, definitely. Ndomburgers, Ndomballer, whatever you want to call him. He was fabulous today. I tell you what, though, one thing I liked about him as well, the way he didn't panic, right, when he got the ball, because sometimes they do rush at him and try and foul him, the opposition. But I think Newcastle gave him a bit of credence today, because when he got the ball, he used it so well. I loved the way he played today.
Oh, you're on mute, Ellie. Oh, no, you're back.
Okay. Am I back?
Yeah.
My daughter just phoned.
Oh. I
Well,
think
maybe I would
is
finish. I would
turning it.
probably just finish and just say, we kind of saw maybe, today, Philip or David can respond to this. We've seen him in those, five-a-side training videos. He's the best five-a-side player, practically, you might even say, in the world in some of those training videos. That's what maybe we were seeing today. And we finally saw it as well. I mean, David or Philip, whoever wants to respond to that, it's finally the case where we did see the guy that we've all been waiting for to a degree.
Yeah, we did. And also, just give it. And I'm going to give a shout out to Sergei Reguilon as well.
Yeah.
We pushed him hard for man of the match.
Yes.
I think we're really seeing what we've got as a left back there. Okay, he mightn't have much competition, but he's still that doesn't make him any less of a player. And as far as I can see, if Real Madrid wants him back, they can take a hike. What are they going to pay him for? What are they going to use for money to buy him back? They don't have money to buy Reguilon. He's just doubled his value since in the last few games for Spurs. So no, and Ndombele, spot on. As you said, his training videos have now come onto the competitive arena, and long may they continue.
Do you feel like he's cemented that, number 10 position, that cam position, in the 4-2-3-1? Is that now his, or, is maybe, it's still going to be a constant battle between him and Gio?
At the moment, yes. Who's to say what could happen next week? He might get injured against West Ham. But at the moment, you can only say he is in possession for the time being. That's all you can go on. I hope it stays, but injuries and injury. I say injury is the only thing that's going to force him out of that team at the moment. And let's hope he avoids some of the heavy tackles that are coming his way.
Yeah, especially if he continues performance like that.
He's going to be a marked man for the next few matches.
Definitely so. David, what about you? Does Tanguy cement that number 10, that cam position in that 4-2-3-1?
No, look, with all the adversities being true, fans on his back, everything else, I think you got to give him a chance now. I think today he's shown that he's more than capable of doing a job in there, especially when you have the system right and the players right behind him. It's the same as Harry Kane. I think Harry Kane enjoys him being in there. Son enjoys him being in there. And I think he's just a brilliant link between midfield and the front line, to be honest with you. I think now you have to give the guy a chance. Look, I do be hesitant in saying it because he has burnt me before when I've said it, Look, consistency is the problem with this guy. But I really do think today was a turning point. He looked like he was interested. He looked like he cared. He actually looked like he wanted the 3 points as much as everybody else, which is a big plus. I think, look, dropping him now, not giving him that opportunity, it's not going to do him any good. You have to give him a run of games now and get him going and see what he can do in that position. I think he's definitely. I think it's definitely his. It's his to lose.
And maybe it's just going to be, for me, a constant battle between him and Gio. And when you think about it that way, it's great competition, 2 great players when you think about it. And if they're competing for it, that only means good signs. Because then, speaking on what Philip said earlier, if Tanguy is still looking over his shoulder every time, thinking that someone could be taking that spot away from him, he's only going to have to try to continue up on these performances in order to cement that position. But I think we need competition there. And to a degree, we kind of have it. Another question here before we kind of, get to maybe the, kind of the potential, kind of just remarks on the whole squad and, and whatnot. What about you, Philip? Do you feel like maybe with Dele Alli, is this just kind of the 2 degrees, the last sign that he's 2 degree gone? Because we've now won 2 wins. We've now gotten 2 wins with Dele Alli being left out of the side. Tanguy started both of those. Gio seems to be getting back into things. Is Dele Alli's hopes kind of all gone again?
Dele Alli is a conference player now, and maybe the Carabao Cup. I really cannot see him being a starter in the first 11 in the Premiership again, unless something drastic happens that we get a terrible run of injuries or something. But that's the only way he's going to get back into the team. And I'm sad to say that because I had great hopes of Dele this season, but he seems to have gone backwards over the last couple of months. And as I said, now he's a squad player at best. And there are players in that team that can do the role, can play far more positively for the team. I mean, Dele loses the ball too often. You're building up a nice head of steam, and he tries a flick, and it goes straight to the opposition. And then you have 4 players caught up upfield ahead of him, and we're in trouble. And we can't do that anymore. So, Dele Alli has been treading water for the last 2 seasons, unfortunately. He was great when he came in, absolutely fabulous player. But his time at Spurs, I think, is coming to an end. I'd say he'd be moved on this summer, if not in January.
The romance is over. The romance is over. What about you, David? It's 2 degree. We've said, it's going to be last chance saloon for Delhi, but then we saw the work rate. We saw him putting in the tackles, the pressures, the blocks, but we never saw, the creative ability, that we thought that Delhi had. And do you feel like now, with the way that Tanguy just performed, as well as, Gio looking over also Tanguy's shoulder, trying to take that spot away from him, Delhi's kind of, the last in the pecking order.
The creative ability that people thought Delhi had was a myth. It was Christian Eriksen creating everything for him. All he had to do was run off Harry Kane. That was the best Dele Alli we've seen. And for me, look, he's one of these players. He's a tricks and flicks players. It doesn't work at Tottenham Hotspur anymore. Look, unfortunately, the guy, he's noticed it too late. It's clicked with him too late, but it's all his own fault. Look, he stopped performing under Pochettino. He performed well at the start under Jose. Then he wouldn't do what Jose wanted him to do. And all Jose wanted him to do, and he would have used him, was simply trap the ball and pass it. And the reason why I know that is because against that game against Stoke, when he gave away that goal after the flick, Jose hauled him straight off and was furious with him. Look, it's gone are the days where we have to beg these players to come out, and thank God for that. Look, then Ndombele has realised, okay, over the summer, now it's up to me. I have to get back into the manager's plans. But it's too late. He's already ruined his career at Tottenham Hotspur because, yeah, okay, he's gone away. He's working harder and everything else now. But the thing is, though, lads, is that work rate is just not good enough at Tottenham. It's good enough at Burnley. It's good enough at Norwich. It's not good enough at Tottenham. You need to be offering something. Look, we've even tried playing a 4-3-3 to fit him in, to allow him going forward. It's just all unbalanced. It doesn't work. But it's all on Delhi. It clicked with him too late. If it would have clicked with him earlier under Jose and he would have got himself out there playing, okay, he might have had a chance to save his Tottenham career. But for me, he's done. He's done out here. Look, give him the Carabao Cup games and, some of the European games and that until he goes. But let's stop persisting with him. We don't need to, and nor should we. Look, this guy hasn't set a good example at our club for 3.5 years. For 3 years, he has not set a good example. You cannot have players like him around. Look, he would rather be an Instagram star now rather than be a footballer. I get it. He's put in the work rate. Kudos. Fair play to him. But unfortunately, sometimes life is about timing, and he's missed his time. It's clicked with him too late. And that should be a warning to every other young Spurs player in that squad. You cannot go missing for 3 years. And even when you do get your act together, it's potentially too late. What's Dele Alli's next move? A sideways step or a backward step? He ain't going to Man City or anything like that. Yeah, he might go to Newcastle, but he's coming into what he signed for Tottenham 4 years ago, which was a project. Is that where he wants to be in his career? Is that where he even thought to be in his career? No. When you have the likes of Jack Grealish, James Maddison and all coming through when Dele Alli was in his height, and now all of a sudden they're in the England squad ahead of him, that's when it should have clicked with him. It's too late. And unfortunately, he's no one else but to blame but himself. We don't need to proceed with him. Sell him. I don't want him here. Jack, I went against everything I believe in, saying I'd give him this January. I went against everything I believe in. Everything. And I didn't want to be right. I had that hope, like Philip. And I know Philip loves the guy. I know Philip. Philip's told us he loves Dele Alli. But the thing is, it has to work both ways. Dele Alli has to love us. He has to love the club. He's just not. He just doesn't. He just doesn't. He's more worried about everything else outside of football than the football himself. And when you take your eyes off the prize, that's when your career goes downhill. It's a sad state of affairs. This is a guy that, scored one of the best goals I've seen in a Tottenham jersey, flicking the ball over the Palace player's head without it bouncing, cracking it on the volley. Unbelievable goal. He's gone from that to where he is now. He can't even get a game. How has Ollie Skip come through the academy and in the team of Dele Alli? He needs to be questioning himself. He has to. But look, work rate is not good enough. It's not. It's not for a team like Tottenham.
No, it certainly is. And I kind of really agree with that. I mean, Philip, as just a quick follow-up, how do you feel like, maybe thinking about it in that kind of terms? Dele Alli is just not good enough anymore. Like, we just can't, rely on him for creativity, maybe work rate, he now has, but it's not good enough anymore.
Yeah, he's like the first 2 seasons we had him, he was brilliant. I mean, that goal against Crystal Palace was just one of the best goals you'll ever see from anybody, bar nobody. I don't know whether he got his head turned. I would say Delhi likes the bright lights, the image, the Instagram, the social media, and I think that kind of took over from him. He was spending more time on Twitter and Instagram than he was knuckling down and getting the training right. Now, he did make an effort this summer. He went off and bulked up on his own time before the season started. And fair dues to him for that. We all had, we had a bit of hope that he might be back to something like his good self there. And he flattered to deceive for a few games. He played very well for the first few matches. But unfortunately, no, if you take Dele Alli's career as being like a racehorse, he's been passed out on the rails now by 3 or 4 other players, and he's not going to catch them up.
Yeah,
they're going to get the finish line before him. So, I'd love to thank him for his service to Spurs. He's been great, and I hope he does well wherever else he goes. I have a feeling he may go abroad. I think he might suit some of the continental teams better. I just don't want him to go to an English club and come back and destroy us. As can so often happen.
I don't think he will, I really don't think he will. And look, I echo what Philip is saying. Look, if he does goes one of my best wishes. I hope the guy can get his career back on track. I really do. I want to see him perform well. I want to see him with a smile on his face. He's given me so many amazing memories and so many smiles. But look, unfortunately, sometimes football's a cutthroat business. And look, even though, they do tug on your heartstrings, sometimes these players, sometimes you just got to realize for the greater good, you have to cut them. And he is one of them, unfortunately. But William Kelly with the super chat, he's been waiting a while for us to read this one out. He says, for me, Skip will make that England team by the end of the year. And if he doesn't, I'll find him an Irish granny. Well, back to Philip, because I know Philip was one of the first ones I heard say it as well. He actually said it to me weeks ago, didn't you, Philip?
Yeah, I've been saying, even when I was watching him playing for Norwich last season, I said that guy is going to be an England international as soon as he gets a regular berth back at Spurs. Mm-hmm. And I'd be very surprised if he's not in the next squad for England. I really will, because I think he's got all the attributes England need. He's not a fancy Dan like some of those midfielders they've got there. He gets stuck in. He's a type of wholehearted player that England need. Mind you, if William can find him an Irish granny before he picked for England, all the better, because we could do with him as well. But I don't know. I don't know where the Skip's name would come from. I don't think it's an Irish name, But one way or the other, he's going to be an international player by the end of this season.
Maybe a no skip, maybe a no skippy, There you go. There you go. But personally, I think, absolutely any team would be grateful to have him, William Kelly. Any team, any national side should be grateful to have him. And, like Philip even said long time ago, this guy, if he continues to get a good run, will make it into that England side, and he absolutely deserves it. And William Kelly, I completely agree. Fantastic comment.
And Coover here adds to this, William Kelly. Here's your answer. If you find him an Irish granny, you'll get Wayne Rooney sniffing around.
Get him, Coover.
Oh, that's classic.
That's a hair.
He's gonna kill me. Oh, that is absolutely classic.
Brilliant.
William Kelly is loving that. William, I agree with you. I do think he's going to get into the England team, my man. I really do. I can sense it. Look, the guy, and you know what? He doesn't strike me that he has that sort of ego. That even when he does get into the England team, that he's going to get carried away with it. He doesn't strike me as that sort of guy.
No.
But 100%, I couldn't agree more. William Kelly.
Jeez, just as always.
And look, we will find him an Irish granny. Do not worry about that, my man. But Kuva, my God, what a response. Cracking. Daniel Phillips says top 4 looks reasonable. Thoughts on Dyer? Oh, lad. Sorry.
You're already getting on to the next question then, Daniel. Might as well. I might answer it myself. That's already going to practically be the next, question. I would say I might go as far as saying top 6 is, 2 degree not out of question now. If we continue on that performance, I think top 6 is 2 degree assured. I think it is assured because there will be other sides that will drop points, maybe potentially when we won't. Of course, we are riding off of, the one win and against a horrible side in Newcastle. At the same time, though, there haven't been too many teams that have absolutely, demolished this team Newcastle in the way that we have. I mean, we've actually 2 degree have had maybe the best performance against Newcastle, and we should have won 3-0, when you think about it, because I would say those 2 goals we conceded were just pretty awful goals to concede. And one of them, of course, being the own goal as well. And that maybe moves me on to Dyer then. Daniel, if you ask me, and feel free to respond. I think Tanganga or Joe Rodon needs to come into the side right away. Just needs to. The guy we all know is just full of mistakes, and he is 2 degree. He can be solid for 89 minutes, but then maybe during 30 seconds, 15 seconds, he just will absolutely blow it, and really 2 degree in the worst kind of ways. That was one of the worst own goals I've seen in my life for this side in the last few seasons. Honestly, I thought that was worse than Reggie's, because at least with Reggie's, it was a good finish. At least it was, a fantastic finish. Whereas in Eric Dyer's case, I just don't even know what that is. I don't know what Eric Dyer is at times, Daniel. That would be my answer. But what about you, Philip? Is top 4 looking a bit more kind of maybe reasonable now?
Well, I've been going from 4th to 6th over the last few weeks, and I suppose up to this week, I've been around more concerned around the number 6 or thereabouts. If we get another couple of wins before the international break, if we beat West Ham and Man United, which is very, very possible that we'll do it because we've got the momentum now, then I think top 4 is a distinct possibility because we'll have Harry Kane back scoring. We've got Ndombele playing like we know we can play, and we've got the rest of the team bedding in and getting used to each other. So what the hell? Yes, top 4. Yeah. As regards Dyer, well, I mean, Dyer is in the team at the moment, but he won't be there much longer. That's probably all I'm going to say on that matter.
And Ellie as well, glad all the kids are coming home, and that's good to see. Just treat them well, make them something nice, or even maybe take them out to eat as well after they've been knackered from the trip. So there you are, Ellie. And also, it was good to have you on, while we did, and big yourself up, Ellie. Did a fantastic job. Ellie. William Kelly saying, I'm on the case, Philip. Maybe, Philip, you got it. William Kelly, I would just say get on it a bit sooner than maybe Wayne Rooney will. That's certainly the case. We know Wayne Rooney's itching to do it. So maybe William Kelly got to act swiftly.
You should put an ad in one of the Irish papers, wanted relatives for Oliver Skiff. If you're Irish and you know this guy, please get in contact immediately. We need it.
Any false claim we would accept as well, even if there's a semblance of a second cousin or something like that. We'll probably work with it. We'll probably try to work with it. But William Kelly, that's you'd be doing the Lord's work, William Kelly, if you were to find that Irish granny that maybe Skippy doesn't have. If you were to find one for him, you'd be doing the Lord's work. But boys, I mean, it seems like kind of hit all the questions, tonight, David. And, I feel like we could maybe save our player ratings for next time. I think this is just a perfect ending. We'll do it tomorrow. We'll do a live player ratings, by the way, tomorrow. Of course, we're doing the fan show tomorrow, though. And everybody, please, maybe while you can, get in those memberships because we will be doing the fan show as long as you would like us to. That is always our objective. That is always our goal, is to be there however long you guys want us to be, however long you want to sit, relax, and just, again, soak in the 3 points as much as we can. The full 24 hours is soaking it in, maybe 48 hours the way we roll about it. But I would say, everybody, grab those memberships now as well. Maybe if you want to get us to keep it going, maybe throw in a super chat, maybe to keep the conversation going. But I think we're reaching a very good natural ending point, and we are going to be doing the player ratings tomorrow, a live player ratings, if you guys are around as well. And David and I will be discussing, who our man of the matches were, which players maybe were at a certain level, which players weren't. But again, I think it was all a fantastic show by Ellie, by Philip, a wise panel.
Yeah, I just want to say a massive thank you to Ellie. Absolutely brilliant acquisition to the panel. Great insights. Thank you very much for coming on. Really appreciate it. Philip as well. Absolutely brilliant. As always, look, everyone loves Philip coming on. He's absolutely brilliant. Another great appearance today by Philip. I just want to say, Kuva, you are a bad man. I can't stop laughing, but you are a bad man. That is so funny, my man. That is hilarious. But William Kelly with the super chat. Big up, William, brother. I really, really appreciate it. He says, and what impressed me the most about today was the response to going behind. Absolutely class and a togetherness that we haven't seen for a long time. Please, Paratici, get more quality signings in Jan. William?
Believing in the Don, like maybe.
He's starting to love the club again. Well, not love it because he's always loved it, but it's starting to sound like to me someone's starting to be a bit of a believer too. But I absolutely love it. Look, William, there's no reason why we can't push on for top 4 now. We're hovering in around it. Keep it going until January. Get Paratici to get 1 or 2 solid signings in January, and let's push for it. Let's make a stab for it. None of us really expected us to be able to do it. I firmly believe we can get top 4, you know. I firmly hold on to that hope. We have a good run of games now. If we can beat West Ham, that'd be crucial. Beat United, that'd be crucial. After that, we've got a very tasty run of fixtures, and we need to make the most of it and just go on a nice winning streak. Look, Paratici, I like the way he's calling the Paratici signings quality because he knows. He knows. Look, Paratici has got them right. You cannot argue with it. It's better than what Steve Hitchen was bringing in anyway, that's for sure. You know, Jack Clark, Ceci Young, Joe Hart. Can't compare it to what this guy has brought in.
Jeez.
You can't compare it. You know, Steve Hitchen, as good as Roden is, he went and got Roden. Paratici is like, no, look, this is not what we need. Let's go and get Romero. Brilliant. The guy's a class act. And I agree with you. Just the togetherness, the mentality changing, the response to show that we can come back. The head is not dropping like it did against Palace, like it did against Arsenal, like it did against Chelsea. The belief is there, William. The belief is there, my man. It really is.
I love that he's believing in the Don a little bit as well, you know, and also let the Don cook, as everybody says. Let the man cook. Let the man cook because he's only bringing in good signings for us. And then as well, I think if you do compare him to Hitchen, we do have to start recognizing maybe that Paratici could be a saving grace, and maybe that leads on to the next one. But also, William Kelly, just want to say I do absolutely love that you're mentioning that because just felt like, you know, we absolutely were able to take a punch tonight. We knew, you know, that we could actually bounce back regardless if we went down. Their heads did not drop, and they knew exactly what to do, like they did in the Aston Villa match, and they did it again, and they did it again. So there you are, William Kelly. I think you completely, you know, deserved that win, especially since he was getting up at an ungodly time, you know, for today as well. So William Kelly, big yourself up, and it is all down.
He's in work off an hour's sleep. He must be bollocks. But look, you know, he also says top 4 is all down to more signings in January. Would you agree with that, Philip?
Yeah. Yes and no. It's always been a problem to buy top class players in January. You know, it's difficult. It's rarely do you get someone that it has happened, you know, but rarely. So I would say the more important thing to do in January is to get rid of a bit more of the dead wood in the squad.
Yeah.
Trim the squad down a wee bit. Get rid of the players that aren't going to get them in January.
Oh, you're breaking up there, Philip. You're breaking up. But look, you can see what he was saying.
That is going to make things difficult for all the rest of us.
Yeah.
Because the prices are just going to go up through the roof.
Yep.
Couldn't agree more with that.
To the roof because of for the next couple of transfer windows, the agents must be licking their lips over the commission they're going to make on these overrated, overpriced players that Newcastle are going to buy, or try and buy. So,
100%.
We'd love to see it, but
I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more with you, Philip. I really couldn't. They will be licking their lips for sure.
I don't think
January is always a notorious hard market to do business in. But look, there's always 1 or 2 out there we can do. Now, maybe Newcastle might be able to ruffle it up for us. That might create players there that we can go and get. Who knows? But William Kelly, really appreciate the support, brother. And last one of the night, Daniel Phillips. Jack, he says, we need a new world-class defender ASAP.
Yeah, I certainly, Daniel, certainly, Daniel, and also big up to yourself before I answer Daniel's here. Big up to yourself, William Kelly. Again, thank you for all the support. As always, you're a true legend to this channel. You don't understand how much this helps David and I. Not only do you, keep the conversation going, Philip or William, with all, as well as Philip, actually, I will digress, Philip as well, of course, but William Kelly, you keep the conversation going. You honestly push the narrative, and also you give, very different opinions as well. You're a breath of fresh air lots of times as well, William Kelly, and you're very, very, very keen on a lot of the Enoch and Levy, situations as well. You don't buy every lie. You certainly, can see through the lies, and that's what I love about you as well, William Kelly. But Daniel, we need that new world-class defender as soon as possible. I'd like to give Tanganga that shot like David was touching on and Philip were touching on earlier. I'd like to think, Tanganga's put in a good enough performances at right back consistently that maybe he deserves his natural position. What plenty are thinking is center back. He doesn't need to be the tallest guy in the world in order to play center back. And, that's where I think maybe the one thing maybe Mourinho got wrong about the guy was that, he didn't rate him as a center back. And I think, we should take a second look at him as a center back and realize that he can play in that position. And I think he can thrive there as well. Having the likes of Skippy, Højbjerg, Romero, Tanganga. I mean, geez, it's just, crunching tackles after crunching tackles. So, Daniel, I'd like to give Tanganga that shot, but if we are getting rid of Dyer, if we are getting maybe the rid of Sanchez as well, I would do an Edmund Tapsoba, maybe switch with Davinson Sanchez, send Davinson Sanchez to the Bundesliga, or also as well, lots of people have mentioned in flatcapeurotalk, Luis Felipe from Lazio. Supposedly we can sign on a free. He's very highly rated. I would say, we should maybe do a swap deal of some kind with Davinson Sanchez and, just bring in someone else. And personally, maybe Edmund Tapsoba or Luis Felipe might not be a bad choice at all. But there you are, Daniel Phillips, and I couldn't agree more. It needs to happen as soon as possible.
Well, look, guys, there you have it, Daniel Phillips. And William Kelly says, sign Vlahovic and a class centre back, and we can push for top two. Yeah, look. Right now we can. Look, it's a weird day when you're more optimistic than me, William, But no, 100%. Look, if we could get a good quality striker in, back up to Harry Kane, none of this Vinicius crap that people were parroting around. Just a proper striker like a Vlahovic and another world-class centre-back. But to be honest with you, I think if we give Tanganga a run, I think he's going to save us money. I really do, I do believe he'll save us money if we give him the run. And then that just gives you money to invest in another right winger or another centre midfielder, which I think will be crucial. I do think getting another centre midfielder will be crucial, William. But Vlahovic, I like where you're going with that one. Get over to the flatcapeurotalk, William, and check out the scout report that Jack did do on Dusan Vlahovic. I was raging, I missed it because I was sick. I was dying to do it. But guys, do get over there and check it out. But big up William Kelly, my man. I really do appreciate the support, brother. And I'm glad to see you have a good taste in players, brother.
Yeah, he does. He has a fine taste in players, as he should, William Kelly. You should have a fine taste in players. You should have an acquired taste, as many would say. But there you are, everybody. Oh, that's actually to the Twitch, which actually you should actually click on as well, because David and I do the FIFA on there. But I am going to give, just in case, William Kelly, if you ever have time, I would say check out that video on Dusan Vlahovic as well. If you want to maybe think about, things in a Levy kind of mindset, Darius and I from Paxton Road gave you lots of January signings to, be on the lookout for. So I would say check out that, nice, beautifully timed. I think it was just around an hour as well. So if you're, maybe on the way to work, doing a bit of dishes and whatnot, doing some house cleaning, I would say that is certainly your episode, because Darius and I will break down all the Levy signings and all the maybe, kind of stingy signings, you might say as well, that, Spurs could make. So William Kelly, you have two different options there, for that. And also, I like your taste in players. I like how you're thinking.
No, big yourself up, William. Big yourself up, my man. But look, guys, I think we are going to rock out. Yeah, John, he is back, my man. He is back. Of course he's back, lad. I knew he'd come back, John. I knew it. But, John, we are on our way out, man. You missed us, brother. You missed us, John. Hopefully we'll see you back here tomorrow. We'll be doing live player ratings during the day and a fan show tomorrow night, John. So hopefully I'll see you back. Hopefully we see you all back. And William Kelly says he's seen it, Jack.
I thought I remembered you in there, William Kelly. I thought I remembered you in there. So there you go, William Kelly. Sorry to tell you, but yeah, you already know, William Kelly. You already know. And big yourself up. And thank you for the support for both channels as well. Really appreciate you.
Guys, we're only 7 off 400 on the Flat Cap Euro Talk. So if there is 7 people out there who haven't subscribed, please get across and make our day even better by smashing that subscribe button. But guys, we are going to end it here. A massive thank you to Philip and Eddie for coming on today. A massive thank you for Jack for putting in the stint again today. And look, a massive thank you to all you guys out there following us, putting in the comments, liking, subscribing, super chatting. You have no idea how much it genuinely really helps us out. It's good to see so many familiar faces back after the international break. You know, it really is, guys. And thank you so much for everything. I really do appreciate it. Big up, Dave Tyson. He says he enjoyed the show as well. Big up, Dave. Guys, I have a load of numbers I have to add into the group chat tomorrow. I will get it done tomorrow 100%. If there's anyone else out there that wants to be added into the Irish Hotspur group chat, guys, just send me an email. Just send it to me on Twitter or newly my Instagram. Not very good Instagrammer, but get on there, send me your number, and I will add you in. Massive. It's a good group chat. It's a good family, you know. So, guys, make sure you do get your numbers in. If there is anyone out there that is struggling or down, no need to be. You know, you always have a friend in me. Just get in contact. It doesn't matter what it's about. You don't even have to tell me. You just want someone to talk to. Just get in contact, and I will make sure I ring you and have a good conversation, and we can stay in contact. No problem. Never, ever be alone out there. Mental health is a serious problem.
Right.
I don't think it'll ever be solved. But if I can lend an ear to somebody, it costs nothing. It's free. No problem at all. You know, I'll do that.
Just to make the day a bit easier. Just to make the day a bit easier. That's all we're trying to do. But Brian C., big up, my man. Big up, my man. Wow. Very, very, very kind of you, Brian C. There you are. And he's just given us a bit of delusional optimism as well. He's not even as, as Socratic as he wants to be. You know, he's just bigging up the channel. So Brian C., big yourself up. He says, can you smell what the Don is cooking? Paratici for some January signings to push for top 4 and a cup. Big up, lads. Philip and Ellie, here's a delusional optimism. Bounce, lads. To dare is to do. Keep up the great work. Come on, you Spurs. Brian C., got to tip up the flat cap to you, my man. Really got to tip it up to you. There you go. Honestly, especially he's not even as Socratic, as philosophical as he usually is. He's just bigging up the show. He's bigging up the panel of Ellie and Philip as well. He loves them. I know he does because they think on the same terms as Brian C. And also he likes what the Don is cooking as well, Dave.
Yeah. Can you smell what the Don is cooking? That's what I love. Big up, Brian C. Look, Paratici for some genuine signings, 100%. Couldn't agree more. Brian, why can't we get top 4 on a cup, lad? Why can't we? Someone tell me why. Of course we can. The Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, the Europa Conference League, it's all there for the taking if we want it. All while sneaking into top 4 while everybody else is sleeping on us. I love the way he bigged up Philip and Ellie. He really enjoyed him along with so many others. Absolutely brilliant. And look, delusional optimism is the only way to be, Brian. If not, we're all going to be walking around depressed. So why not be delusional optimistic? Look, why not
not ride the high?
Why can't we be optimistic people? Why do we always have to be pessimistic? Why does the glass always have to be half empty rather than half full? Look, it's absolutely brilliant. To dare it is to do. And look, Brian, we ain't stopping. Trust me, we're actually going to ramp it up this week. In fact, that's what we're doing, Brian. We're ramping it up even more this week, Brian. So I hope you can handle it. I hope everyone else can handle more Irish Hotspur, more Jack, more Philip, more Ellie, more everybody. You know, because we ain't stopping. Brian C., what a man. Really appreciate the support, brother. And he says that's exactly what he wanted when he put it in.
He's cooking something nice. I'll tell you that, Brian C. He's cooking the good stuff. He's cooking the good stuff. A bit of Brian Hill, maybe souffle, and then a bit of that maybe Christian Romero Argentinian steak. That's what he's cooking, Brian C. It's going to be brilliant. It's going to be tasty, and we're just going to be eating it all week.
Socrates, you're a legend. You can come out well and truly come out from behind that couch and watch the games on the couch from now on, my man. Absolutely brilliant. Brian, your support is absolutely tremendous, along with everyone else. I can't believe it. You're way too kind, brother. Way, way too kind. But look, guys, as you can tell, my voice is going. Philip needs his sleep. Well, Jack has a whole evening ahead of him, so he doesn't need sleep. But, he's worked incredibly hard this week, so I think we'll let him go off and enjoy the last few hours of his Sunday. Guys, we're going to let you go to bed. I don't want anyone, you know, getting on to me because their kids didn't get to school because they, you know, people were sleeping in, you know, because I was up late watching Irish Hotspur. We don't want any of that. So we're going to let you all go. But guys, make sure you tune in tomorrow during the day. We will have a live players rating. We want to hear your players ratings. And as well, we're going to be doing the fan show tomorrow night, starting off at 9, where we want to get your guys' opinions. So make sure you come on and have your say. But until then, as always, come on, you Spurs!
Come on, you Spurs!